Hey, this is Graham.
And this is Brian
from the Bombcast podcast.
And you're listening to Everything Pro Wrestling, a show by the fans, for the fans.
Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, being joined tonight by my guest of honor, the one, the only, BJ. What's going on, good sir?
How's it going?
Best handle in the game, because everyone does love a BJ. Now, with that being said, we are going to give our preview and predictions for AEW Double or Nothing. This is quite an interesting show, and we're going to get into all of that. And we're going to start off with the intro, and then we'll get into some Double or Nothing talk. Let's get it.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson, yes. Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
Ah, yes. Another wonderful wrestling-filled weekend we have coming up here with Double or Nothing. It's always good to talk some wrestling with your friends. BJ is in the house, ready to talk some wrestling with me now. Some of you are in the chat wondering why did we start late. I was always taught in leadership to take the onus of the situation, and I fully blame BJ for what has happened with all of this. That is exactly what you do as a leader, and if it was my fault, I would deflect it off of me and place it right back on BJ. So no worries, we're here. We're about to talk some AEW. Before we get into it, though, BJ, I wanted to ask you a question. It's been 3 years, my good friend, since AEW has started. How have you felt in the 3 years, and how do you feel, I guess, looking 3 years forward to AEW?
Well, as a fan, I've completely stopped watching a lot of things, like a lot of other things. And I don't mean that in oh, I just turned it off and I don't keep up with it. I keep up with everything wrestling wise because I love wrestling. We're fans of wrestling. But there's something on it, at least at the start, once a week. Now, it's on multiple days, but that I don't have to drag myself through to just pick out some things to enjoy. And so I loved AEW's start to where they're at. I actually have I have a few things saved on a DVR, the first 6 or 7 episodes of Dynamite, and then a couple during the pandemic when there were no fans, just so that sometimes I can go back and say, oh, yeah, I remember when it was like this, and look at how much it's changed. I'm excited to see where they go. My biggest thing, I think, with year 3 with them actually has to do with their ownership of Ring of Honor.
Okay.
I think they have a huge roster. They have a really talented roster, but not as much time gets utilized for everyone. And how can you? Even with all the time you have, you can't. So with this secondary show, with ROH being a thing, I hope that we get to see some talent get to showcase there. And I think that is the next year direction. That's the thing I'm most interested in. But I'm also interested to see 3 years from now, as I've started noticing a little bit this year, I'm wondering if the pillars are starting to change.
Is that something we're going to get into, you think, while talking about this?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit.
Okay, I'm interested. Going into this, man, I went back and I listened to an old podcast I had recorded. So I was doing this before AEW was even a thought, a process, something that existed. And AEW has kind of become my new favorite promotion, especially. And there's times where things aren't perfect. I have my ups and downs with it. But I'm glad that AEW is here because I could not imagine where I would be on YouTube or as a content creator just creating WWE stuff. I think I would be yelling into the camera every week. I would be sick of all of this. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I think I might have tapped out.
Honestly, I feel it. You know, I had some like moving situations and stuff that kind of like took me a little bit out of things with being like as regular as I was, but I couldn't imagine if the product is like it is now, like WWE, and that being the only game in town, like, you know, on US big company wise. I don't know how well I'd have been struggling.
Facts.
Yeah.
I definitely will agree with that. Now, getting into some of the folks in the chat here are commenting. Let me shout you guys out first. Positively E is in the house. What's going on, Eric? We got Matt Lopez joining us, saying hello to everyone. Appreciate you. B-Boy Skyline came in and said Danhausen. Shout out to B-Boy Skyline, who filled in for Derek on the podcast recently. Matt Lopez says there's a rumor that Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin could be added on Sunday. Now, I was not on the media call today, but I did hear Tony Khan like put some, well, if Game 7's going on, we'll make our adjustments to whatever we need to. And I thought that was a weird thing, because I'm like, bro, if I spent $50 on the pay-per-view, I'm watching the pay-per-view. I don't care.
Yeah.
Basketball can happen afterwards, you know, and I'm a basketball fan. So I thought that was a little odd. Sick with it in the house. Bonus EPW content. Ooh-wee. And then he also put CJ had the bubble guts. Not today. There have been some episodes of the podcast that have ended because of the BGs, but not today. Well, I should say the live streams. Azan also in here. He said, I stand by my statement. How dare you, Sick? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I hope that's true for my man Grado Khan. He looks like he's having a ball in Vegas.
He does.
Those were great pictures. My man Chase Oliver in the house saying, yes, sir. What's going on, Chase? You should all look at TK's media call notes today. I haven't had the opportunity to, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance either. It's been pretty crazy, so...
Matt put Great O'Con love in Vegas. Super excited to be going to Vegas for the show. Oh, all right, Chase. Chase, listen, let me just tell you now, I want you to win a lot of money. Wish you some good luck. If you win any, send it back to us. EPW would appreciate the donation. 6 said 3 years of AEW already. Man, lost track of time, and it's safe to say that that's a good thing. Only complaint is more accessible. Start an app or a partnership with a streaming service. I think that's coming in due time. I think they just need content to put on it, and purchasing ROH helped that, like BJ had mentioned. Expect the ROH pay-per-view to happen all out weekend. Okay, we got people chanting AEW. Deanna has joined us. So much talent all over. Where would they go? BJ putting up the wolf pack. I don't know if you saw the story I put up for this, but I definitely used their music.
Yeah.
I thought of you.
That's what I was initially looking for, and I just had to hurry up and do that real quick.
Chase saying AEW is the perfect alternative. It definitely has injected life into pro wrestling. I agree. Imagine reviewing Raw right now. I did for Jesus. Where's Jesus punk ass? He better be in this chat, because I did that Raw show for him and he was there. And guess what? That show sucked. That show sucked, bro. AEW.
That's why they brought in the countdown.
Right? A said AEW has brought us joy. If I pay $50, I'm watching the pay-per-view. CJ knows my story. I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, and WWE's current product had me questioning if I lost my love for pro wrestling. In comes AEW. My faith was renewed. I'll try, brother. All right, make sure that slot machine works for you, brother. Make sure it works for you. Let's get into some of this card, though, shall we? Oh, wait, hold on. What Azan said, Raw's been great lately, too. Cody in chat. Listen, Azan, I hear you, bro. But I love Chad Gable. I even like Cody a little bit. I got a little beef with him, too, though. But it ain't, coming from someone who watched Raw from day one, this ain't the Raw that I'm going to be like, let's go back and check these episodes out.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not there. But enough of countdown to Cody's. Let's count down to Double or Nothing. We're going to start off things with the buy-in. Now, I saw someone put in Danhausen. We've got the team of Hookhausen. This is the odd couple pairing that I didn't know I needed, but I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony Nese, and listen, I got to give a shout out to my guy. Smart Mark Sterling responds to me when I even mention his name on Twitter. That man is vanity searching, hard body, and I respect it. I like this. I enjoyed the promos, the video packages to build it up. I know it's goofy. Some people aren't going to like that, but characters in pro wrestling work. It's what makes things interesting. BJ, your thoughts going into this?
Who would have guessed 2 months ago that Hook and Danhausen would have been anywhere close to each other? I got to be in at the show in Pittsburgh to see the Dynamite and the Rampage, where Hook went to try to curse him again, and Hook did the stomping on the chips and got pinned up against the wall. And I really thought it was just going to turn into Danhausen's first match. It was going to be against Hook, and that's it. And we move on. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan, and I'm a fan of Hook. I know Derek isn't, so have to throw that out there. But
and everybody on this podcast better hold him accountable the moment he turns. Derek will do this shit and then act like he always liked it. So accountability is very important. So you will tell him, no, you suck. Boo this man for 2 weeks straight. That's all I want to hear when he says something good about Hook.
So all I have to say, though, when it comes to the match is send Hookhausen.
You are prepared. You are prepared for these.
A little bit.
So I think we have Hookhausen. That's who I've got winning. That's my prediction for this. The vignette, dude, was perfect for this. I love the training. Hook makes it look easy, like he's some boxer guy. And then you got Danhausen hanging from one arm, looking weird from just hanging from there. Like, he reminds you of the kid at gym class that was goofing off. I loved it. I smiled. Smart Mark Sterling's the dude who takes everything seriously, but no one takes him seriously.
Yep.
Like, damn, man. This is going to be money. Tony Nese is getting to perform. I think that was good because for a while there, we were like, what was the point of Tony Nese? Tony Nese could be a future ROH guy. I could see that happening as well. Yeah, just very interesting things. Hopefully they get to steal the show, and I'm going to have fun watching this one. Let me see what the chat has going on here. Excited to hear the crowd for this one. Someone said countdown to Cody. Nah. Countdown to Derek. I don't know if we can have Derek up in here. You know how angry he gets. Unforgettable moment when Cody debuted. That was Derek screaming as that happened. Hookhausen, someone said, I'm going to Rampage, got my tickets for $15. Damn. Wow. I got to hang out with you, Chase. That's never the price for me. I couldn't even get a refund when I wanted to buy more expensive tickets for the Rochester show in July. Hook has become a comedy act. Weird turn. Let's see where it goes. Hook's not comedy though. It's the balance of comedy and seriousness.
Yeah, it's the classic Oddfellows. You've got the serious person and then the comedic relief all in one.
It's rock and sock.
Yeah,
perfect example. This should be a fun pre-show match. Hookhausen. I love Danhausen. Deanna said, if Danhausen can sip tequila moment in, I'm dead. Let me see here. Danhausen would have been the team if OC wasn't. Oh, so he's saying OC and Danhausen would have been the team if OC wasn't injured. Good points. Good points. Nese is the hottest free agent. He's been getting some spotlight. Hook, when he finds his own, he's going to be a star. I agree. I want to be there for Derek's reaction. You better bring $10, buddy. Nese was Wonder Bread before this feud. Derek, watch their match this Sunday. Tell him. Hook's not comedy at all. I agree with Chase. He's trying to be his dad, actually. He's trying to be Taz. He's mini Taz.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's like, especially with the hair, he's like anime Taz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taz might even say good looking Taz.
Yeah.
Getting into the main card here. I don't know what's the best opening match, BJ. Is there one that you think, like, if you had to choose, you would open with? I'm just trying to figure out a way we could go through with this.
That's tough because there's one match that I could see being the start, but it's not to kickstart things. It's just like a lower in importance, in my opinion. But I think if you're gonna start hot and you have the world title match that you have, I think you might start MJF and Wardlow.
Really? Okay.
If you don't start that, it's got to be a triple threat tag. So
listen, I'm running with you here. So MJF and Wardlow, tell me, what have you thought of the build for this one? Has it been really good? Do you think it's been weak? Give me your thoughts.
So I think that this build, at first I was a little against, we've got to do the trials of MJF again to get to MJF, but it has worked so well. When I was at the show in Pittsburgh, they had, like, this was the first time MJF and Shawn Spears were like in the crowd as Wardlow was coming out to have his match, and the crowd were insane towards MJF, like booing, throwing insults, everything. They hate this man, and he's a great heel. Like, it works so well. And this, after like a couple of conversations, this may be like the first feud that MJF has been in, like a long-term one, where he's building someone else up instead of somebody being established trying to get to him. Like, he built himself up towards Mox. Punk was after him. Jericho's been after him. He had a short thing with like Brian Pillman Jr., but I think that was more on Brian Pillman than it was on MJF. So this was MJF kind of like leading the charge, like, oh, okay, let's see how well I can get someone to be recognized. And as I said in the chat last night, if Wardlow wasn't already a star before last night's steel cage match, he is now. And so I have loved this build. It has helped make Wardlow a huge name, and I am excited for this match. I think we might see very well, as Wardlow put it on Twitter, I think he's going to try to break the world record for power bombs in a match.
I like this. Some people are saying, I love the build. Wardlow's going to get a pop. This match brings out so many things. To me, this is going to sound so effed up to say, because people might get mad at this, especially the historians. This is $1 Million Man and Virgil done right. Yeah. This was the way Virgil should have been built up in a perfect world. I get why they didn't do it too, but in a perfect world, this is what you would have wanted. A new big star from all of this, and this is exactly how you build it up. I see a lot of different answers for the opener. I like it. Imagine this: Serena, Deeb, and Punk win the belts and go back to the Straight Edge Society. It's going to be some copyright problems with that, I think. Why do I think Wardlow versus MJF isn't going to be long? I think this could be a 5-minute squash for Wardlow to win. Ooh.
Well, I had some initial thoughts when I heard the Tony news, like, oh, we might have to like stretch some stuff out. This is where Wardlow goes to break the powerbomb record. They put him in that match, and they just say, hey, man, you got to run it for like 15 extra minutes. Just powerbomb MJF for 15 minutes. That's a joke, but
hey, it could. You never know. I think here I'm gonna put something weird out here. What if, not my prediction, but what if MJF wins this match by hook or by crook, some way, somehow he wins? Can they salvage this storyline? And I think you can. Long-term storytelling. What if Wardlow can't go to AEW, is the specific phrase used? What if Wardlow goes to Ring of Honor for a little while? Wardlow works his way up for a year. Wardlow becomes the Ring of Honor champion. Maybe he defeats Gresham or Brian Cage. And then the way you set this up and book it, boom. Wardlow's the world champ now, and he says, we have a big show, Unified, coming up. I'd like another chance to get back into AEW. Give me my match, Max. Give me the match, and I guarantee you I'll beat you. Then you can set it up that way. Is there any possibility, or do you think they cannot do that at all?
I could see the possibility, and I think it would be a great story, but I think they've made Wardlow such a big name in this feud alone that you don't want to take him off of your main TV.
I get it. I'm just putting it out there for storyline.
Because the minute that this is over with, I think he has a title opportunity. Well, not opportunity. I think you might as well just hand this guy a title.
Give him that. The TNT title is in shambles right now.
Mm-hmm.
They need to rethink that division and what we are doing with that division. Wardlow would be perfect just to come in and say, I did get screwed out of this title shot. Powerbomb Kazarian, Powerbomb Sky, Lambert. I don't care if it's Paige Van Zant. Whoever you got a powerbomb, take that belt and fix this division, because I just can't. I do like Deanna's comparison. Wardlow's the man. He's the new Batista. I see some elements of that too, with MJF being Triple H during
when he broke those handcuffs, it was like, okay, here we go.
I dig that for his entrance too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the no music. He comes out with security. It's been pretty badass. TK will walk out with a contract after. Wardlow then came a long way from the F10 days. I know people are probably thinking I'm trying to mess with you. Wardlow at one point had the cool, I don't know how to put this. He had that cool vignette on the pay-per-view, and nobody remembers it when he was the superhero.
It was for Double or Nothing, wasn't it? It was the very first Double or Nothing. They were hyping up. It was in the first, was it the first 30 minutes of the show? They showed a little vignette, and it was Wardlow beating up two guys in a parking lot or parking garage.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he was MJF's guy. What? Chase said MJF tweeted, "Fuck this company," and deleted it after. That's such a prick move. That sounds like MJF.
I have to do something real quick. And then I'm gonna go to an actual stable background, but I had to do this just because of tradition. You'll know. Oh,
how dare you tell me I don't have it ready?
Well,
just for you, Derek, just so you could be mad somewhere, getting upset. That's not a bad idea, Conrad. You can't have Wardlow not win. I agree. Max versus the winner of Punk and Hangman. Long term, MJF's going to be fine. Trust me. Sid Wardlow, yep. Beating up dudes in the parking lot. See, everybody remembers that. Let's get into the next matchup here. Let's talk a little Owen Hart Foundation tournament. I still want to call it the Owen Cup. I really like that name better, but I get why they switched this name over. What do you think of this one, BJ? We don't know right now who's going to be in the final. We know Britt Baker has won, so we can X out Tony Storm. That's on the graphic there. But Chris Statlander, Ruby Soho, who do you like winning that one, and who do you like winning this overall?
I think, as weird as this sounds, I think Ruby needs not only the win in the Statlander match, but the win in the tournament overall more than anyone. And I know that's with Statlander being there longer and not getting the big win. But for some reason, Statlander, even with the new character, Statlander's name feels like a staple of AEW. And Ruby Soho doesn't yet. So make Ruby win and give her an accolade or something to put along with her to keep things moving, momentum for her in AEW.
Yeah, I've wanted to see more from Ruby. I think Ruby needs mic time or more character vignettes, something, because in ring it's been okay. There's been times where I'm I kind of want more from her. I expect more, but if that's not what she can lean into, if that's not what she's on, then lean into the other stuff. Let her talk. I think her interviews have been fine. She's been crushing it backstage. I don't see her getting the win. I agree with what Chase said here. Chase said that he thinks it's going to be Britt versus Statlander, and I agree. John L. Jackson, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Statlander made the change of character. Give it to her. Chris Statlander versus Britt. When would you put the belt around MJF? Oh, you got some time. We got some. I'm thinking a little soon, but getting closer to negotiation time.
I was going to say there's a bidding war in 2024.
We got time. So we got people thinking Britt Baker wins this, man. If you seriously don't get Paul White off my team. Long-term wise, I'd like to see Statlander to heat Britt, but I really like Ruby to win to build her startup. She's a hipster after that character. Chris for the win. I'm taking Statlander to win this, BJ. Who's your final pick?
Ruby. Ruby wins, and Ruby beats Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Right.
My biggest thing with Ruby right now, and it's probably like the smallest little complaint, I want them to do an edit of her theme song, because she comes out with this high energetic energy, but like the song itself kind of mellows out. I feel like it loses on her way into the ring. And it's like, if we could like put something in there so like it's hype and like slightly less hype, but still energetic, and then bring it back in once she's in the ring, it feels more complete. Like it feels separated to me.
I think you're a music guy too. It comes in and it's like boom, 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 boom. But the problem is that chorus is so fast that when you get into the lyrics, it's like
if they just looped the chorus, like, I don't know, 5 times.
Yeah,
that's long enough for her to get in. That's enough for the crowd to sing, and we're in. But
right. 6 says Ruby needs something. I was happy for her finally getting her moment at AEW, but she's done nothing with it. Starting to see why she was mostly in catering. Damn. When she was in WWE.
I think that she has a lot of potential and could be a big help. I don't know if she's going to be one of the best champions, top people, but I think she is a great supporting act.
Okay, interesting. Let's get into the next one here. Let's talk Anarchy in the Arena match. I feel like this is going to be the New Jack Special, as I like to call it. This is where people are just going to go absolutely apeshit. They are going to be in there like, what can we use? Let's go crazy. So I think this is going to be the reality version of what was the Stadium Stampede kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't want to go. Stadium Stampede has this aura of let's go think outside the box. Let's do craziness throughout the whole thing. And this one's going to be like, this is just violence. This is just going to be pure violence. And I love it. You've got Kingston out there. He's just going to be absolutely crazy. You've got Moxley. You've got Danielson. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. What do you say for this?
I think it's going to be absolute insanity. The only thing that I think I have a concern about is, as you said, it's just going to be violence. It's going to be this huge, like, just fight all over the arena, tables, weapons, all kinds of stuff. The Jericho Appreciation Society kind of carries themselves like they're a team of like, I'm using this term weirdly, but pretty boys. So like, I don't see a lot of them really getting like mangled. But whereas you could see on the other end, those guys, but then that leads into thinking that the Jericho Appreciation Society will be like the top dogs in this fight. And I really don't think that's the case. So this one has me intrigued to see like what exactly this is going to turn out to be, like who exactly is going to take the worst of things. And to be completely honest, I hope it's the Jericho Appreciation Society, not because they've done their jobs well, but because I can't get behind the stable. I don't feel the build like I did with the Inner Circle, and Jericho since the MJF stuff has just been a miss for me.
I feel like Jericho was in storylines that lasted too long. I've been feeling this way since the Orange Cassidy. I feel like his feuds go on too long, and then they start getting dragged out, and you're like, all right, dude, let's do something new. I don't know what you do with Jericho, but he's taken time off of TV. You've turned him back heel. Like, I feel like we can't keep playing the game of merry-go-round with Jericho. Like, let's try this now. Let's try this now.
And it honestly feels, like I said, since the MJF stuff, anything that's Jericho involved since then, I've felt has been, oh, this is, Jericho's time and segment. We'll adhere to it. We'll go with it. But like, I'm really more concerned about literally everything else going on in the AEW, like system and stories than I am anything to do with Jericho. And it's weird to feel that way because I've been a big Jericho fan, but I don't know. It just feels like I don't want to compare it to this, but I'm using this just as a reference point. I'm not talking control. I'm not talking all the backstage stuff. But, in WCW, when Hogan, there was a much to do about Hogan for every single thing he was a part of, whether it was good or important or not. And it was like, oh, okay, this is the Hogan promo. This is the Hogan segment. Let's see what the rest of the show is going to go on. I'm ready for the Luchadors. I'm ready for, Eddie. I want to see stuff like that. That's how Jericho stuff feels to me right now.
That's a fair point. So you're sticking with Jericho's team to win this, though, right?
No.
Oh, you're flipping. So you said you wanted them to win, but you don't think
No. I want them to get destroyed.
Oh, but you don't think that's happening because of the pretty boy aspect. Okay.
Yeah. It just looks weird. Like I'm interested to see if that team, like, I don't know if it's gonna build up like the Blackpool Combat Club gets like the worst of it, but somehow gets the win, or if the Blackpool Combat Club is literally just gonna brutalize them. But I'm interested to see if it's the second, and I hope it is because I don't like the JAS, and I'm ready for that to already be over with. I'm sure a fireball will be involved.
Listen, that's what I wanted to mention. Before I give my prediction, I am going to go with the BCC, Kingston, and then they get their revenge. And you could probably move forward with this and let Jericho feud with someone else. For me, personally, Chris Jericho needs to have segments on television after this. He needs to be in the grocery store talking about how he's a wizard. He needs to be like, sir, why is my steak not ready? I'm trying to prepare it, sir. There's just something wrong with the aisle. I can cook my own steak. I'm a wizard. Boom. He does a fireball, steaks on the plate. That will get this over. I think AEW needs more outside of the ring segments. I know they don't want to do that, but I think they should.
You've hit me with two different ideas for things for like upcoming future stuff. I'll have to tell you the one later, but that just made me think that is the way to get Jericho back into, okay, I'm okay with Jericho, because if Jericho is running around and I'm a wizard and poof, cooking a steak and all that kind of stuff, what happens when Wizard Jericho interacts with Danhausen?
It's going to be good.
That's it. That's how you do it.
That's a feud that's going to happen. I can almost bet the best friends versus them.
Yeah. So
I want to see Jericho come out like Oz, and I mean Kevin Nash WCW as Oz. That should be good. Just don't bury Kingston. I agree.
Yeah.
Did y'all see Liv going to AEW or Impact? I don't see Liv Morgan going anywhere right now.
Not right at the moment, but I'd like for her to.
William Regal will do something in this match. I hope Regal does get to use the brass knuckles.
Power of the punch.
I'd love to see remote segments way better. Yeah. I mean, one could argue AEW did the same for Punk when he came back for a few months. Everything was centered around him. The Jericho thing, though, it's completely different, though. Like there's a feeling to Jericho. Like when he comes out, you're like, oh, it's Jericho, so we gotta let this rock right now.
Yeah, you don't feel that with Punk especially when he came back. It was the homecoming. It was he's getting back settled, and we are excited to see it. We're fans, of Punk. We're this is the place that he should be. And man, everything feels back aligned, and things are good. With Jericho, it's like, Jericho time.
Now, we talked about the first Owen Hart Foundation tournament final. I want to talk about the next one here. We know it's Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe. Sorry, Kyle O'Reilly, but it's good to see you on the graphic. The matchup here has been going on for a little bit now. What do you think of this one here? Like, are these guys getting trophies or belts? What would you recommend they do for this to make this feel special? I think it's got to be like the big cup trophy after you've mentioned it.
I want a trophy. I've heard it's going to be a belt, but I want it to be a trophy. I'm a big person of I'm okay with titles when they're needed. And so, for instance, another thing Derek and I disagree on, trios titles. I think they work in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they cross over with the ROH 6-man, if we get they can be defended on either one. They're the AEW Ring of Honor, whatever. I'm fine with that. I think we got enough talent and teams for it. But as far as singles titles go, you don't need an Owen Hart tournament championship.
See, and I think it would just be for that one time. I also think from this that Adam Cole is going to get pushed from this. Adam Cole's my pick, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Samoa Joe has cruised way too long to go past Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt. He's already got his arm messed up. Adam Cole lost to Hangman Page. He lost a little bit of his spark. He needs something to kick him back off again. Adam Cole is someone who I could see becoming the TNT champion. I feel like he will become TNT champion before he becomes AEW champion. Cole's got a nice story he's setting himself up for too with Kenneth Omega. He's got something going on with the Bucks. He's got the Undisputed Elite. There's some interestingness brewing here. So I think he's got to go in strong. So he's my pick to win this. And like I said, I hope it's a cup.
Yeah, I hope it's a cup too. I actually didn't think Joe was going to beat Kyle. I thought we were going to get Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, but set in a scenario where, hey, for this night, better man wins. Not a personal beef thing like they had in NXT. But clearly we're not going that route, which that's okay. But I thought Joe was going to get jumped in the Kyle O'Reilly match, and he didn't, which makes me worry about this match with Cole. The thing about it is, and I don't know why, maybe it's just because it's attached to Owen Hart, but I don't want the cheap finishes in the tournament. So like when Britt Baker won by grabbing the ropes, man, I hated that. I really wish she would have just surprise caught her in a roll up and that'd have been it.
See, I'm okay with it because Owen was a heel too. And Owen Hart was actually a good heel to me. I don't mind the cheating, the switching stuff to DQ matches, whatever. So be it. To me in this one, Joe doesn't even need to have the match cost to him by Jay Lethal and them. They've already done the damage after the match. They beat him down and hurt his arm. That could be the reason why Joe lost.
Yeah.
It puts a perfect setup on things.
But I just want, if Adam Cole wins it, I want him to do it by exploiting that arm, not necessarily doing something in the finals that's really cheap to win. You know what I mean?
Concur. E says the Owen could be a trophy, but Tony's mind is always in Japan. Might end up being a strap, but not one you would defend. Jay versus Joe will be a match in LA for the ROH Television Championship, Azan thing.
For the Japan thing, Japan uses a cup for both the G1 and the New Japan Cup.
Yeah, so, World Tag League, Best of Super Juniors, there's all a bunch of those.
Also, my prediction was Adam Cole, baby.
Of course. Yeah. Remember when Jericho was the influencer for a month? It probably couldn't get it copyrighted. I don't like all the cheating and lazy booking. Hope Cole loses. Okay. We got some interesting ones there. Moving forward, we got still decent. This is a big ass card for the record. Let's talk tag titles, because this one's been the one I've seen the most mixed reactions on, and I've seen some crazy booking ideas for this. We've got Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Christian, Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks, Powerhouse, and we got Keith Lee and my man Swerve Strickland in this one. this has all the makings to be a really good match. This was match of the night last night for Derek. This was a really good triple threat. And now you're adding in the big guys. I can't wait.
I'm super excited for this one. This is one of the matches that I could see being the opener. But it's gonna be fast paced, lots of moving parts, big moving parts, and I'm just excited for this one. I was kind of feeling weird about Strickland and Keith Lee being a team, because I want to see them do single stuff, but it's weirdly working for me. And it's kind of this match is symbolic of what I had mentioned about maybe Pillars changing a little bit, because I know he's young and I know there's a lot to change. But when we saw that three-way last night, man, Jungle Boy's a pillar, but I think Ricky Starks deserves to be a pillar.
I think Ricky Starks is that fifth pillar that you didn't see that was underneath that.
And so it's like, if there's four, those two for me might start to interchange. So,
but see, I see it with Jungle Boy though. Here's how I put it. Jungle Boy has that presence. He's got that look, but Ricky Starks is in the right places, doing the right thing at the right time, and that's two different things. And I love it. But Jungle Boy's got the hair. He's got it all, man. And he could put it all together. Christian's probably there to help him for that. By the way, we do have a promo code for Manscaped. Speaking of Jungle Boy's hair, if you guys go to manscaped.com, put in promo code EPW show, you guys can put your jungle bush to the test. So make sure you guys go to manscaped.com, get that lawnmower 4.0 on us. 20% off, free delivery. I think it works wonders. Also recommend getting the ball deodorant, especially fellas. It's summertime. All right. It's getting hot out here, even in the East Coast. I know it's not as hot in Florida and down south or even West Coast, but still take care of yourself. All right. Treat yourself. And we also have that same promo code for powerslam.tv. Put it in 1 free month of independent pro wrestling on us.
Nice. That was good.
Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy's like my sponsor for this. That hair just makes me think of Big Bush. Boom. You got to trim that thing. All right. So who's your pick for this? What do you do?
I think Team Taz. I think Starks and Hobbs come away with the tag titles.
You know this is gonna make things awkward for the other tag team match we talked about in the opener for the buy-in eventually.
Yeah, but I think when you've got two teams successfully winning and you have this outlier in Danhausen, that makes for some fun. But I have this weird thought. Somebody kind of I think I was on Twitter and somebody made a mention of something, and it's kind of just been setting and growing in my brain.
Put it out there, bro.
That is with Hook working with Danhausen. Maybe Hook's kind of away from Team Taz for a little bit, and they really do need a third person. So what if Swerve swerves everybody and pulls like a Roddy Strong?
Ooh.
And helps make Team Taz win and is aligned with Team Taz.
Do you want that beating, though, from Keith Lee later on down the line is what you have to think.
It'll be entertaining.
Azaz saying he thinks Stokely Hathaway debuts.
Ooh,
the former Malcolm Bivens, who I absolutely adore on Twitter.
Yeah,
I don't follow many wrestling personalities on there, but he's one that I love.
He's got an amazing Twitter game.
Yes. Not the Jungle Bush. That's what they're gonna say, man. If they see it, welcome to the jungle. So take care of that, E.
Don't let them walk through the Amazon. Make a bask in your glory. There you go.
That's an interesting way to think about this, BJ. That's interesting. I'm gonna go against the grain. I see everyone saying Starks and Hobbs or Strickland and Lee. I'm gonna say Jurassic Express retains here. I don't think they're losing yet. I think too many people are expecting Christian to turn, and I don't think it'll happen. I think Christian's actually going to help them win without them knowing. Christian's going to do the thing and help them win. Not yet, but I think FTR, this is my early prediction, FTR will be the ones to dethrone them. FTR's tag game, they're the number one tag team in AEW.
Oh, yeah.
You got to let them rock right now. And I think they might be the ones to get the shot at All Out. They're going to say, listen, I'm tired of playing these games, boys. I need my AEW tag titles back, because I have predicted since they won them that FTR would be the first 2-time AEW tag champs. And I think it happens at All Out. My prediction.
I'm with you on that. Now I will say that everybody's expecting Christian to turn and all this kind of stuff. I thought them losing this match would be the thing that made Christian turn.
See, or some people may say they see Jungle Boy turning. Rob keeps bringing up Hollywood Jack Perry. He wants it.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't
know if he's ready for it yet, but
no, he will be.
I think
the
matches with Christian and Jungle Boy will be fire, though. If you remember the Battle Royal interaction they had, I thought that was great. I think they're going to have some great chemistry. The real question is, what do you do with Luchasaurus, too? I think Luchasaurus could ditch the dinosaur stuff, and he could become a serious threat and align him with Christian, the new problem solver. Shout out to Tyson Tomko.
I've had some thoughts ever since day one of Luchasaurus. I love Luchasaurus' gimmick and everything about it, but I've had when they're ready to give this guy a title, he's gonna get serious, remove the mask,
and he better lock up in this match. Me and Rob have this. You got another big guy in there. Lock up, Luchasaurus. Moving on.
He's a strike guy.
Moving forward, and I've always wanted to find the way to use this. Where is it? So, moving forward, we have Death Triangle versus the House of Black. Two teams who I think haven't been given enough time, but they've also been stricken by bullshiggity outside of their control that is just injuries to Phoenix. Pat can't get across the pond. We got Malachi not being used properly. He's in pointless feuds with Fuego. He hasn't lost in a while, but this match was good with Eric Redbeard at the last pay-per-view. This match is going to go so hard with Rey Fenix now. This should be great. Absolutely great, because House of Black stuff's been on point. I don't know who to pick here, so I'm going to BJ first while I think about this. BJ, what do you think in this one?
I'm going House of Black because the house always wins. And on top of that, I have a few theories for where this goes from there. I don't think these guys are done feuding per se, but I think the story will take a turn and it will allow some people to be focused elsewhere while the remnants of this story fade out.
Lay it on us.
I think 2 out of the 3 members of Death Triangle have been hit by the mist of Malachi Black. And we've seen through Penta and through Julia Hart that mist does something. The only person who's been hit by it who acts like nothing has changed has been Pac. I think he joins the house at some point, and I think they start to pull Penta as well, almost separating Phoenix and Penta, but in the last moments, Phoenix is able to save his brother and keep them as a tag team. And that allows Malachi Black to go elsewhere while the other 3 deal with Penta and Phoenix.
That's some Lucha Underground booking right there. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go opposite of you just because I have no reason for this, but I'm just going to pick Death Triangle to win because they haven't had a win in a minute, and I think it'll be interesting to see what they do. As much as I love the Lucha Bros, House of Black needs this dub. They haven't lost in a long time. I don't think they've lost a trios match.
No, but they're still just kind of, they're not as prominent, I don't feel, as Death Triangle is. So.
Yeah, they're the Rampage middle of the card guys, or yeah, they're just the guys who they get a match on Rampage, and that's it recently. Malachi turns on House of Black and becomes a single star. One could wish. Davis pay-per-view Saturday night, Double or Nothing Sunday night, barbecues on Monday. I'm honored to start my Memorial Day weekend with EPW. Blessings, brother Conrad. Good work. Shout out to Sean. Thank you, Sean. Sean has dropped some podcasts with me this week. We talk about Sasha and Naomi. You may want to go listen to that if you are into the WWE talk. We had some good talk about it. And there's a part 2 with just Sean following up, a 15-minute part 2. As more news comes out, I'm sure he will have you covered at Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Show him some love. Death Triangle needs to win, Matt Lopez said. This is one of those, you've booked yourself into a corner. Both teams need to win. I'm going to go opposite. We'll see who wins that matchup when we get to it. Next up here, this is kind of like the least built-up match on the card. Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay. Listen, I'm going to say Jade. I don't even have anything else to really say about this.
I'm with you on it. I like Anna Jay. Not been built the right way.
You know what? Let's hear this off for a second. Can we please, for the love of everything, can we just break up the Dark Order? I'm done with it, man. It's over.
No. I'm not okay with the Dark Order breaking up. Not yet. I think one thing has to happen before that, but we'll get into that later.
Okay. All right. I'm just over it, man. I'm like, let's do what we're going to do with this and let's move on from it. And I feel like it's one of those weird things. You can't break them up because it's the remembrance of Brody. And I think there were so many people behind it that was like, we can't get rid of this right now either.
Yeah.
It was in such a difficult spot. I like Jade Cargill though, and the baddies. I'm just putting Jade up here just because of the sheer beauty on the screen with both these ladies. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Jade should just continue her run. I don't think this is the person to beat her yet. Jade's got a little bit more in the tank, I think, with this TBS title, and she's a great person to have it on. Like I said, it's not the least built-up title. Where's that TNT title? That's the worst thing right now. That's the worst division within the company that they need to hit reset on and fix.
Yes.
We got people saying there's no way Jade's losing. They had a great match before. Don't let Jade's match go too long. The Dark Order needs a reboot. The baddies will cost Anna Jay. Break them up after Rochester, he says. Could be. BJ could be in the baddie section. We will put the next time BJ's going to a show, we will make sure BJ gets put into the baddie section.
All right, I'll let you know.
EPW, I'm relying on you to make sure he gets in the baddie section. I will retweet it as soon as we set it up. Let's get into this tag match real quick here. Let's talk Hardy's Young Bucks, because I don't feel that there's an appreciation for this from the fan base quite yet. And I get it. The Hardy Boys have been moving like molasses lately. I'm not, and the crazy thing is, bro, we used to talk about Matt Hardy. Jeff looks worse than Matt now.
Yeah,
Jeff looks like he's in pain, and I respect the Hardys. They're one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Like Attitude Era, when there was a TLC match, I know who I was cheering for. It was my boys, and they never won it, but I love the Hardys, bro. Getting into this, I was at WrestleMania 33. I wish I could play the video for you guys, but I won't. And it's not because I'm too fearful of the copyright. It's more so that I'm screaming like a lunatic in the video when they came out because New Day got me. You had heard the rumor of the Hardys. I was like, yeah, but I'm like, oh, New Day's walking down the stage. I'm like, they're going to say it's them. And then when Kofi took off the hat, I'm like, oh, it's going to be New Day. They're going to add themselves to this match. And then when that music hits, bro, my camera is shaking from the rumbling in the arena. That is one of the best returns ever.
Oh, yeah.
And the match before they returned that night, I believe it was, or the night before, Hardy Boys, Young Bucks for the first time. This should be a money matchup.
Yeah.
Go ahead, BJ. Go give your thoughts on this, because this was built on mostly BTE. I don't know if people realize that.
It's weird to see that Matt and Jeff in the areas that they are. I really feel like Jeff was always the highlight and always the spot, and now I feel like it's Matt.
I've always said this, dog. Going back, Matt was always the better brother to me. I was like, he's the better wrestler. Jeff's cool. Jeff does a lot of the moves off the top, but he's the mind, man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is so Jeff was always the one. Oh, he's the highlight. He does all these crazy spots, but time will catch up with you, and it is. And Matt played it smart. And Matt has all the characters and the Delete universe and all that stuff. And it's so weird to, be here in 2022 and see the Hardy Boys back together and me being like, but when are they broken? But when is Willow? But when, like all these things rather than the Hardy Boys are back together. Like I should be just excited for the Hardys alone, but I'm like, now I'm ready to see the craziness. I'm ready to see Matt's influence break it all, open.
I would love to see the Hardy Boys eventually take on Sting and Darby, which I thought they could have leaned into for this show. Maybe things had to change, but I would love to see them in like a cinematic style match. I think that would be a lot of fun. But here, I think the Bucks and Hardys are just going to have a banger of a match. This is what the Young Bucks are here for.
Yeah.
They are here to highlight teams, and they are just going to go out and just try to go crazy. Is this going to be as good as the match with FTR? I don't think so. But I think with this, you're going to get in there, and I think you just got to show the Hardys some love. They're going to be out there trying, and we just have to pray that everything goes well. And I think this is going to be a sleeper of a match. Like I think a lot of people aren't giving this the credit that it might be able to pull off.
Oh, I think it's going to be fantastic, and I think Nick and Jeff are going to destroy each other, and it's going to be up to the Matts to save the match for one another, because their match at ROH, Jeff and Nick just seem to keep like one-upping each other, like the whole thing. And you were talking about like the cinematic matches. Jeff was on the AEW Unrestricted podcast a couple weeks ago, and he had mentioned like wanting to do a cinematic match with the Bucks, like back before all this, before AEW and everything. So we might get to see that between them as well. They were called, I think he had even like called it like the super kick to deletion or something like that. But he also made mention, and I feel like I keep bringing this up, but these are just weird scenarios. If Willow comes to AEW and encounters Danhausen.
Willow.
And I'm like, that is so weird, but I want to see it so bad.
Yeah. Listen, if you're into the Willow stuff, I am not Mr. Willow for the record. I will be the first.
Listen, I'm not a huge Willow fan, but I'm interested to see how it would do not in Impact.
Yeah, Deanna said Matt has even mentioned it. Yeah, I'm interested in this one. I feel like with this, do you keep the Bucks strong for the sake of keeping the Bucks strong, or do you go with the Hardys? Because here's my thing. Going back to the tag title scene, I predicted Jurassic Express. The Jurassic Express could drop the titles to the Hardys as well. FTR you can give them a short miniature run with them and then let FTR beat them, because then FTR can carry them to a great match. You have to book for the Hardys. So that's another possibility here. I'm going to say the Hardy Boys win.
You know what? I'm actually with you, because I think this will just help raise the Hardy Boys, and I think they're going to win the AEW tag team titles eventually, but I don't see them beating FTR for them, but I could see FTR beating the Hardys for them.
Right.
So
Willow,
yeah, I'm with you on that. The Hardys over the Bucks.
I feel it. Let me see. Building up the Hardys for that title shot. I do think the Hardy Boys will get it eventually. I don't know how much longer they have. I don't know what Jeff's contract status is, but I'm telling you guys, this is like the Hardys' final run. And then afterwards, I think you'll see them do signings, probably go into the WWE Hall of Fame. And then I think they're going to look for jobs as like producers or to do something else within the company. I think Jeff will go off and do something else. I think Matt would stay within wrestling. He seems to have a mind for it and lots of things that they could do. Should be fun.
I just lost it. You just mentioned something there with That's what I was thinking. The where Tony has ROH now. If you have the Hardys win, it does set up for one final encounter between the Bucks and the Hardys later on, because the Hardys lost the first, and if they won the second, let's find out.
And maybe you give them the blessing, the retirement match.
Yep.
That could be dope. Let's get into the AEW Women's Championship match. Now, I have found out recently from rumors going around that I've heard that Thunder Rosa has been injured. I looked at her recent matches, and she hasn't had a lot of matches going into this. And Serena Deeb's been that chick in AEW. She has put on good match after good match after great match. I love the feud with Hikaru Shida. I thought it should have gotten more time and not spaced out as much. But this match should be really, really good. And I think this is an opportunity for Deeb to show off her skills in this one. BJ, I'm going to just put it out here. I got Thunder Rosa winning this. I don't think it's time to take the belt off of her yet. If she is injured and she's staying out, I could see Deeb winning. But I think Thunder Rosa is going to be fine. I think this is her reign. Let her rock out, do her thing. But I do want Deeb to be like TBS champion still at some point. I don't know when, I don't know how, but she needs that title in my opinion. What are you thinking in this one?
I agree with everything that you just said. I think the reason that I don't know if it was the angle kind of turned into this, where it was just like, oh, well, I'm the champion, and oh, well, I am, the best. So let's see truly who is the better person. Then it kind of morphed. I think maybe this has something to do with Thunder Rosa's injury. Maybe this comes into play, like the attitude and character change into the match, which will lead Thunder Rosa into retaining, rather than it just being about all the, physicality and moves and actions and whatever. That would make a lot more sense to me as to why it went this direction. But I really like Deeb. I really like Thunder Rosa. I'm really excited that this match is happening. But yeah, I think it's Thunder Rosa's time. And to kind of go back onto something from an earlier match and with this one, when I said that like Ruby Soho would be like a great supporting a support to the pillars type of thing for AEW, I think the same thing with Serena Deeb. And when you have two people like that as your supports to the pillars, that's just showing how this women's division could become really amazing before all is said and done, where people have a lot of struggles with it, in the way it's booked now. So
I got to give Ace his props. He said, remember, Serena Deeb beat Thunder Rosa for the NWA Women's World Championship. I forgot about that.
That is true.
Good callback to that as well. Last they met, Deeb Rosa. Deeb won the NWA belt. Azan brought that up as well. I'm not so big in this Deeb wins. Rosa, like Hangman, is better on the chase than the champ. The chase is always where the money is, though. It's like going after somebody when you're looking for a mate, basically. Like the chase is always better than when you finally get them. You're like, there is that moment when you can relax and you can rest, but the chase is just, there's something beautiful about that you just love. Like it's like a drug kind of. You're like, oh, I love this. This is the best part. Deeb's a player coach to me. Piggybacking off what you said, I love it. I think Deeb's someone who should be a coach, who should be given the opportunity. And it makes me wonder for all these years why Serena Deeb was not on our television screen more. It hurts a little bit I'm like, she should have definitely been a bigger deal than she was. And I absolutely love this. I hope this is a banger of a match. I got Thunder Rosa. You were taking
Thunder Rosa as well.
Okay. And this brings us to the big one. This match has been a little weird. CM Punk and Adam Hangman Page. BJ, the promos have been weird. Punk is playing it cool as a cucumber. Adam Hangman Page is pissed. I don't know about what, but I'm feeling like this is one of those, they're playing off of like backstage tensions or something. Like, you claim to be Mr. This, and this, but then you walk around here like an a-hole. And it feels very Brett Sean-esque to me, and I kind of like it to where, because some people are like, why is Hangman mad? And it's like, you don't need a reason to be mad. He's been here from day one. You wanted to wait to come over here. You could have been here when we started, and you said no. You didn't believe in Tony. Guess what? I believed in Tony. I'm here. I was repping this. I had this on my phone the day this company started. I knew I wanted to be here. And guess what? Now I've reached to the top, and ain't nobody knocking me off this mountain or knocking me off my horse, whatever you want him to say. This story, Hangman Page has that fire, and I love it now. And I think this is really good. Last night made me doubt, because I was coming in here 2 weeks ago. I would have said I'm coming in here, and I'm like, Punk all day. That's happening. I can just see them wanting to take it away. And all those people who doubt Hangman Page, they really piss me off, because, his title reign's been mid. He hasn't been that good. What are you watching? Line up all of the matches he's had since Kenny. Banger, banger, banger. And the Kenny match was a banger. Banger, banger. He's just knocking them out the park. I don't know, bro. What do you think, BJ? Who you got for this one?
This one has been like the most 50-50 in my mind of, who are they going to let win? How's this going to go? Who needs it? What can they do afterwards? We've got, potentially this storyline going. We've got potentially this storyline going. So, back and forth. I see something. I could see like a lot of different like directions, but every single day that we get closer to this fight, I lean towards Punk a little more. And so I think CM Punk wins the AEW title.
In Vegas. Let's see here. Young Citra says Punk had a media interview today, and I feel like it almost spoils it in a sense. I did not hear what he said, Young Citrus. And thank you for joining us. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't hit that like button. I know that was random just to bring that in there. Positively E says masturbatory Bret Hart tribute. Perhaps. There's nothing wrong with little Bret Hart. Get a little squirt of the lotion, grab your tissue box, and think about the Hitman. There's nothing wrong with that. All right? Nothing wrong with that. Summer of Punk time, Tokyo says. Young Citrus says, maybe I'm looking too far into it. That's what I think, though. Okay. Deanna says, Hangman has had some banger matches. Young Citrus says, Page's reign has been solid looking back, but it's time to pull the trigger on Punk. This is going to be great. I'm still thinking Punk winning, going into Chicago with the championship. Six says, I've been waiting all show to say this. I know it's a reach, but I think this whole match is a setup to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Hangman retains due to Punk receiving a GTS from Kenta. If that happens, I'm going to faint, bro. Chase Oliver says, I want Hangman, but I think Punk will win. Young Citrus says, Tony. Punk Vegas sounds like a better story. I mean, this is the setup here. He said, no, it was the Tony Khan media interview. Me and BJ both said in the beginning, we have not checked that out yet.
Yeah.
So we have to look at the notes for this at some point today. Matt says, I say we get a cliffhanger ending of someone, whether it's Kenta shows up and lays out Punk or Page and Okada with a video message challenge. Sorry for the cryptic message. You're good, bro. You're good. I'm glad you're sharing your thoughts. That's what this is for. I want to hear from you guys. Hangman matches have been great. Promos have been mid. And I think when you're a cowboy, there ain't much to say except for I'm going to beat that ass. That's it. That's it. You put your boots on and that's it. So BJ's going with Punk. I don't know, man. This is so tough.
Yeah, it is. It's very tough.
Because I feel like they could drag this out. Am I going to be bold, bro? Do I want to be bold here? Does Punk come out as the champion in Chicago? I haven't picked against my guy Punk except for the last time with I thought MJF was going to win. You know what? I'm going to say Punk wins out of some weirdness. I don't know how, why, where. I'm going to stick with my original. But let me just put this out here. no matter who wins, I will lose my shit if I hear those gold coins hit the ground and Okada comes out. But I don't think Okada's going to face him. I think we're going to get Punk Kenta. Remember, with this New Japan AEW stuff, there's a lot of politics at play.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be guys who you can't beat him. No, we're not doing that. Okada probably can't be beat. Punk can't be beat. But I think that the main event match could be Danielson and Moxley versus Okada and Tanahashi. Then you set up Punk and Kenta versus each other. You can make a great card out of this still. I still think we saw Great O'Khan, who's living his best life. Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb show up, and they might be challenging FTR for those titles. There's room for some greatness in here. So don't think it's all we're going to get all crap matches. No, you might get Yano versus Orange Cassidy or Danhausen. Just be patient.
I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that, though.
I'm good with that. So someone said be bold. All right. My other prediction was Hangman wins. You set up a third. You could set up a third match, and I think you could put Tanahashi in there. Tanahashi always said he wanted to compete for the AEW championship. He talked that mess to Jericho before. He has an issue with Hangman. He used to say that there's poison inside of you when he was in the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
Why not have him come out? You get Tanahashi, Hangman, Punk, triple threat match at Forbidden Door for the AEW championship. You could do something like that as well. Your guy doesn't have to lose. You could work it out throughout all of this. So this isn't the bigger main event of Okada versus Punk with possible title versus title. Hell no, they ain't doing that. New Japan ain't going for that right now.
Oh,
no. Man. Bryan Danielson's got to face Zack Sabre Jr. again if that happens. Oh, no, he said again if that happens, fainting. I'm so excited for this Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Yeah, just like I keep telling people, just hold your expectations on some of the matches you're getting. You may get that one next year, Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr. But this year, I think you got to give Moxley. Moxley has been wanting his match with Tanahashi. I feel like, and so is Danielson. You can knock out a lot of birds with one stone. Let them have a tag match. Yano versus Captain Insano. Derek will lose his mind. And you know what time it is, guys, right? One time for the one time.
Well.
And then you also have to put Yano through that New Japan specialty. You just have to do it. You have to do it. And shout out to BJ. That's what I got that because of him. This is going to be a great show. This is going to be a great.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be incredible. I have to put two things out into the ether, and I'd rather do it here so that if this, one more immediate than the other, but if either one of them come true, this is something that you can come back to. This has all happened in my brain since this has been since we've been talking matches.
Okay.
I think where you mentioned the Dark Order split, I think Hangman is the reason the Dark Order breaks up. And it's because of how he handles himself after this loss.
Interesting. Okay.
And the long term, going all the way back to the first match we talked about with MJF. And when is MJF going to get a title shot? And close to the bidding war of 2024. Wouldn't it be interesting if right as this bidding war is about to be going on, that's when MJF is the champ and he decides he's going to leave with the title, and we have to have CM Punk step back up to try to take it away from him before he may leave the company.
Right. Punk in a different position.
Yes.
That is an interesting take, my friend. I like it.
So anyways, that I just had to get those out there. But this show, back to reality right now instead of fantasy booking, this show is going to be insane. I feel like it's going to be long, but AEW is pretty good about, even when their shows are long, you're entertained the whole time. Like, you start to get to the point where you're like, guys, this is a lot of wrestling. Like, I'm not annoyed. I really want to see the next match. but like this is a lot. But these only happen 4 times a year, so I'm much more willing to do that than I am, sitting through what the alternative is.
I hear you, and I'm usually always one match away from like, okay, you could have took one of these off, but it's always fun. You pay $50, you get $50 worth out of it, and I respect
Absolutely.
Tony Khan for that, and I think it makes him have to try. BJ, put out anything that you want to put out to the folks here.
We have our WWE 2K like universe that I ran a couple years ago. Been rebuilding that on the PS5. RTR 2K is coming soon. You might see a few of your EPW favorites on this year's roster. Conrad was already a part of it before, but
I need my IC title back.
Yeah, there you go. And so I'm in the works on that, and that will be all over on Run the Ropes, which is the page that I am running and managing. So, yeah.
Check out the Facebook group, Run the Ropes. Shout out to everybody that's in there that checks this out. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for all the love. We will have an AEW Double or Nothing review afterwards. Me, Derek, I don't know. Rob will probably be here, but I don't think he'll be on the stream because he's going to be helping me out with something else with the intern. So we will be here. We want you guys to be here for the coverage. Come after AEW Double or Nothing. Check us out. Every like, comment, subscription, all that stuff helps. Tell a friend. We have new people in here. Young Citrus, shout out to you. I appreciate all of you guys who have come in here to talk a little AEW Double or Nothing with me and BJ. For myself and for my tag team partner tonight, BJ, we are out. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Peace.
Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes. By the fans, for the fans, not many in this can understand. This the podcast to show you who I am. Conrad Cushman, the legend in the plans. Please listen every day to the showcase. The opinions and knowledge that anyone can take. Showing you how it is done. Proving I am number one. What a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans. Not many who's here can understand everything pro wrestling. They can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people, the best show that's here. So listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling. They can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here. So listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson. Yes.
We go live. There it is. Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, being joined tonight by the one, the only, the man they call Derek. We are here to present to you a review for AEW Double or Nothing 2022. This was a long show. Lots to talk about, but we're going to get into it as best we can. And we want to hear your thoughts. So make sure you guys are chatting in the comment section down below, leaving us a like if you're watching live with us. Comment down below on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star rating. Check out Everything Pro Wrestling. Let's get into the intro and let's talk about some Double or Nothing.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people, the best show that's here. So listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
Okay, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? Here to talk a little AEW. I see some comments going on in here. This was a long ass show, Derek.
Well, I mean, technically you say 5 hours, right? Or 4.5.
It was too damn long.
Yeah.
It was very, very long. And not fully going to be like, oh, well, this is all on Tony Khan. I mean, Boston couldn't knot up game 6, so it went to a game 7. That led to us being in this weird predicament. And I kind of appreciated what Tony did for people who are like fans of sports and wrestling. So he was like, we'll do our best to see what we can do. And then he added like 2 matches to kind of buffer the time frame in, especially if it went into overtime, gave some more time to things. And so we're going to do that. Positively, he said the Ben-Hur of pay-per-views. I'm going to have to figure out what you mean by that, good sir.
So Ben-Hur, I believe, if I am wrong, please correct me, but Ben-Hur is a movie. I can't remember what it's about, but I know I remember hearing about it. And Ben-Hur, I think, is supposed to be like extremely long. I could be wrong.
The disrespect.
I could be wrong.
BJ, what's going on, BJ? He did the preview and predictions with me. The crowd was dead tired for that main. Yeah. Matt Lopez says, what a wild pay-per-view, and good evening, everybody. See pay-per-view. This pay-per-view was mid as hell. Last 4 matches saved the show. Then how was it mid? Like, AEW needs shorter pay-per-views. This is too damn long. But I've provided the explanation. And to be fair, Tony Khan did tell you that before you spent your $50 that this was going to be a long show. He added the matches because of that.
Right.
I mean, I get it. I know WrestleMania is not perfect, and we complain about the length of that one. I would like to think that this will be like a weird anomaly, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But you're not wrong in that opinion either. I don't know why, but Punk busting up the mid 40 knee joints trying to perform those 2 buckshot lariats had me laughing. Yeah, man, that's wear and tear on your knee, bro. Wear and tear. The mix trios, Darby, Kyle, I would have put those on the pre-show. It wasn't about that, though, Matt. You had to put those in on the regular card to balance that. Somebody said, Happy New Year. Y'all got to give CJ time to wipe those tears from his eyes. His favorite wrestler won the strap tonight. Facts. Facts. No fight forever teaser, CJ. Get your people on that. I'll do my best, E. Discovery reps probably LeBron their person left. Laughing my ass up. What I tell y'all, Hangman was a mid-champ. They had to give the strap to someone that could draw in crowds with both ring performance and promos. That's foul, bro. That's foul. I think Punk is going to be an excellent champ, but I think Hangman deserves more credit than he gets. I love AEW, and I think this was too long. Sup? What's going on, B-boy? Man, I ain't shit else to do. The length was all right to me. Ben-Hur was a long-ass movie they used to play on TV every year.
Yeah.
You could have just said the never-ending movie, bro, and I would have got that same reference. Jesus De Leon says, sup, Derek Conrad. Punk summer begins. Yes. You're actually going through with the review. I am, because I'm a crazy SOB. Gotta love Game 7. I can't say it wasn't worth the money, and I know there was only 4 a year, but yeah, as you said, I hope it was an anomaly. It was. If Boston would have won that damn game they were supposed to, instead of people blowing their free throws, we could have probably had something different. I am sick of Sammy and Ty on my TV. I ain't mad at that. Hey, guys, what's going on, Deanna? Hangman is not a mid-champ. I was crying with CM Punk. Y'all think they booked that MJF match first just to get MJF the F out of there? Maybe there's things to talk about. I don't know, but that's what we're here for. So listen, I'm going to tell you guys now, some of these matches we may kind of breeze over, become kind of quick with it, with all due respect, just because that's what we're going to have to attempt to get into with some of these matchups here. But Derek, let's get into some of these, and you guys please stay on course with us, chime in. I'm also thinking this might be the last time I use the grades, because I kind of feel like I've been saying wrestling is subjective. What do my grades really mean? Does it really matter? And I think we can get into more of a debate about the matches instead of our grades for it. It adds a little extra pressure to it. I don't want people to think I'm like judging a wrestler's match, because some of these are very weird. You'll see what I'm talking about as we go through. The first match, the buy-in. We have the team of Hookhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. This motherfucker right here, Derek, did not show up. He did not show up. And I'm just trying to understand why, Derek.
Actually, my daughter wanted to do some hitting.
Oh, this is the sucker move so that I feel bad now.
Nah, you ain't got to feel bad. She wanted to do some hitting, so I had to set her up in the backyard so she could get her buckets done.
I thought I was going to have a nice time getting right into Derek. I was going to put a foot right in that ass. And instead, I'm just going to be met with crickets. Hot garbage, bro. Hot garbage. Derek knows damn well. Did you get to see this match?
I did not. But I will.
Fucking bullshit. You see what I'm talking about? Hook deserves respect, man. But honestly, I don't think you're going to get what you wanted out of this, truthfully. I put in the notes, Danhausen provided us with this comedy. Nice did a tremendous job on offense. He was really good here. I even think Smart Mark Sterling wrestled like a manager. If you guys didn't know, he's actually a wrestler. And he wrestled like a manager, like Bobby the Brain Heenan used to say, you got to wrestle like you're a manager. He did that. He provided some funny moments. And in the end, Hook finally gets his hands on these guys. Suplex City to everybody. They destroy, and he actually does the sweet. So the guy's down on the ground, Mark Sterling. He goes across his throat with like the finger slit.
Okay.
And he was signaling he was going to choke him out. And instead, he was already knocked out. He could have just won. And instead, Danhausen said, tag me in. And he does the curse with the foot, like on his chest for the win. Money, bro. Money. In the grade scale that's below, we gave that a B-. I thought it was fun. Let's see here. Ace, what's going on, Ace? He said, the summer of Punk, let's go. Sammy doesn't draw heel heat, just go away heat. That's called that X-Pac heat for my old school fans. We won't see MJF for a while. Mid-show. Everyone got worked on the MJF situation. I don't know if this is official stuff you guys are getting or what. CM Punk coming back and winning is a big story. Let's judge the stupid app going down. See, I didn't have any issues with BR Live, but I ordered mine earlier in the day, though. Derek is fickle. Good morning, y'all. 6:51 a.m. at my place. Worth the lost sleep. Hookhausen lives. Come on, son. You didn't want to give in to the Hookhausen. Let me see here. Terrell, what's going on? He said that pay-per-view disgusted, except for the Anarchy match. I'm calling it now due to AEW New Japan being in there. AEW All Out will be in New York City. Book it. I don't know if you're getting that. TK said he still wanted to keep it near Chicago. Didn't watch the buy-in. Shame on you, Derek. I didn't use the app. Let me see here. Derek is running from liking Hook. Derek, you said you was knitting during the buy-in. I'm sorry you didn't like the pay-per-view. I loved it mostly. I don't want to hear Hook until he fights a big name. I'm done with him fighting jobbers.
Thank you, bro. Enough is enough, dude.
Y'all want to blow through matches. I hope you guys don't get a wrestling company. Y'all gonna be Eric Bischoff in there, left and right. Like, and Hulk Hogan tonight will be facing Macho Man Randy Savage on Nitro. You can't do that. Slow and steady.
That's true, but you can't say Hook is good.
Hook is good, bro.
How though?
Yo, when you see it, I can. Derek, I've watched wrestling for 30 years, bro. You have to trust me. When I see it, and I know it, bro. I said it with Shawn Michaels. That's why he left Marty Jannetty when Marty Jannetty ran through that mirror on the barbershop. That is what happened. We are not discussing this. That is it, bro. I know talent when I see it, bro. There's a lot of people.
But who called? Okay, so you are right about this. You are absolutely right. But you missed one.
Who?
Edge.
Now, bullshit.
Just saying, bro. I called that.
We're not getting into Edge.
I called that one.
We'll talk about Matt Hardy and Lita later because that's why I stopped messing with Edge.
That's fine.
So is Danhausen not using the teeth jar anymore? I don't know if they haven't really explained that yet, Jocelyn. So maybe that's something they could bring up later. So FTR celebrating with Punk after the pay-per-view went off air. That's dope. Derek Hook. Tony Nese doesn't get the credit he deserves. I agree, Jocelyn. That's why I wrote that down, that he had great offense in this matchup, in my opinion. Next thing you will say is Ricky Starks isn't a star.
No, Ricky Starks is a star.
He's just got a problem with Hook, Deanna. I'm telling you, the day's gonna come where Derek's gonna come out and be like, "That was actually a really good match with Hook. Y'all better let him have it." I swear, I'm gonna go off in this chat.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably say that when he actually wrestles somebody.
Moving forward. Now, Derek, today we had a lot of MJF drama on the main card here. So they opened up with MJF versus Wardlow. I thought this was probably like a number 2. Like a lot of people were looking forward to this match.
Yeah, I have to say I was very shocked as to how this match went.
So rumor had it MJF was supposed to be in Las Vegas for Double or Nothing, and he had a meet and greet set up. He no-showed the meet and greet for people who paid.
Okay.
After that had happened, there were rumors that there was a red-eye flight going out, and his name had a ticket on it to leave.
Right.
So did he walk out? People were trying to compare this to Sasha and Naomi. Not the same thing, in my opinion. And as he left out, or as he was like out, there were all the speculation came in. What do you do? What if he screws over Wardlow? What's going to happen with this? I don't know, guys. I don't know what's true, what's not. But tonight, something must have happened because MJF got dogged in this match.
Yeah, he did. Did he even really put any kind of offense in? I mean,
they basically had him get squashed, as Tokyo just put in there.
Yeah, like it was just like, oh.
Yeah, and sorry, our good friend here on my phone was trying to read what we were saying. Yeah. Lots of just, I don't know, man. I thought they were just tripping here. He took 10 power bombs and got carried off in a stretcher and took the L, man. I don't know how you guys want to take that or whatever. We get the Wardlow was all elite graphic. I couldn't grade this. I had to put NA because
no, I think this was just a gimme match, real quick. Like just throw this on here because shit's not right now. So let's just get this done.
Right. Ace has some thoughts about Mark Sterling. Okay. Bren, what's going on, Bren? Thank you for joining. Time for Hobbs to get a TNT title shot, in my opinion. Not quite yet. I think he will, though. Everyone involved in that match, I like. So there's something in there. I didn't expect it to be so early, right? MJF worked everyone. That is true old school heel, BJ says. Squash match. Let's move on. It was all work for attention for the show. Tony got a lot of buys from that controversy, in my opinion. He got the attention for a lot of people. He didn't get squished. He got taken to the woodshed. Didn't care about the temper tantrum before the show. That thing can go to WWE. I won't have to see him on my TV anymore. Well, we don't know what the truth is either behind the negotiations because I have to think MJF can't be that foolish asking for a raise now while like doing contract bidding. You're a baseball fan, Derek. What sense would it make for him to ask for more money now and then still ask for the option to leave? Why would I give you money and you could leave? You have to sign an extension if you want more money.
Right, exactly.
And he's probably thinking, I could probably get a bigger offer from WWE. So you either got to take it or take the extension, bro. Pick your choice.
Honestly, I would take the extension.
Also, how they put the oxygen on MJF, yeah, they were botching. How they even put him on the stretcher was like, geez, Louise. Those power bombs were worth the $4.99 alone. Terrell said, I don't know which was more crazy, MJF getting squashed or my friend telling her girlfriend to get lost during our hangout. Damn. Woo! It could have been a work. I guess we'll never know. We'll find out eventually, I think, down the line. And we don't know where the MJF contract saga is going to go next. So, doo-doo. Yeah. Let's get to the next match here. Let's talk about the tag team match that was kind of built up to be a dream match, I guess I would say. It's the Hardy Boys and the Young Bucks here. Shout out to, I have to bring up Rampage real quick, bro. Shout out to my man Gangrel and shout out Fangin' and Bangin'. Shout out to the Young Bucks doing the Hardy Boys. That is probably the best people who could do the Hardy Boys. It was money. And then Brandon Cutler as Lita. I know on this podcast we'll talk some shit about Brandon Cutler, but Brandon Cutler, you have earned a pass for a week, my friend, for doing that because that was gold. Gold, I tell you.
That was perfect. That
oh man. Young Bucks coming out now with the Elvis inspired like intro and the attire. They cut down the beards and just had the chops. Hardy start off giving us their best stuff with all the double team moves. Young Bucks get on offense, keep cutting off the Hardys. Fun teases for some pinfalls and back and forth. And then they set up the steel stairs there.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeff Hardy landed a swanton on Matt. That took Matt out. A twist of fate on Nick Jackson. They traded some pinfalls and close nearness with each other. And then Nick Jackson got hit with another twist of fate. Jeff lands the swanton, all of it, all on Nick Jackson. And he gets the 1, 2, 3. We gave this a B.
Yeah. This was a good match.
This was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. The anticipation of who was going to win, the near falls are what got me really, really good. So I'm like, okay, this got to be done. This has to be done. Then it wasn't. But to see Matt and Jeff go with two younger opponents and two opponents that idolized them to make this match what it was, I enjoyed it. This was a good match. For those who didn't like it,
I'm with it. We got someone, Tokyo says, I don't like Tony Khan booking. I don't know who you're comparing him to because I think he's got one of the best booking minds in the game today compared to most. The only person who I may argue who could do better is Impact on their consistency basis, but I don't want to hear some of the other names because good God almighty, great googly moogly. Some of that stuff is bad. Man, MJF goes to WWE, they'll repackage him as ABC and his gimmick will be a school teacher or some shit. Fanging and banging. This match started out kind of boring, but kicked after that first super kick. Cutler does a good job. He's so good. Connor, hello, Connor and Derek. I apologize for being absent for a while. I've been very busy as I graduated this past week.
hey.
Congratulations, brother. Congratulations, Connor.
Yep. Congratulations, my man.
Was Jeff Hardy? Whoa. Me and my sister noticed the Bucks and Matt Hardy saying some stuff about Jeff throughout the match. No laughing matter. I don't think so. I thought Jeff was fine. I just think he's in massive amounts of pain. I wouldn't say anything bad about him. I thought he did great tonight, actually.
Yeah. If anything, I would probably say
they protected him a lot.
They definitely protected him. But if you got that inkling that he was high, he may have taken some painkillers before.
I would put a caveat on that.
No, I'm saying
slander.
No. I'm saying like painkillers just to help dull that pain because he's probably in pain constantly, just like Matt. Matt's probably in pain all the time. His hips are fucking shot.
Yeah, they're just hurt, man. Jeff got hurt, I think. Tag match was good. I just think Jeff can't do it, man. He's put his body through a lot. Go back over the years and watch Jeff Hardy matches, ladder matches. He always did it, man. He's got to scale back a little bit. Let me see here. Jeff Hardy's been hurt since the second week. Impact consistently is good, but this is about AEW. 100% Deanna. I'm just saying I didn't want anyone to think that I was slighting all the companies because I will say Impact does have some great booking. Congrats, Connor, getting shown some love. Jeff needs a few weeks off to heal, I think. Here's the problem with that sick, though. You may do the Kurt Angle, like how WWE kept Kurt Angle on the shelf when he first came back, and then Kurt couldn't move anymore. He said his bones felt like they started to lock up. And he said he wished they would have used him the year prior but they waited instead. So maybe Jeff feels the same way, like, nah, we ain't waiting. Let's keep going. I wonder if the Hardys are getting to that point in their careers where their bodies can't take any more of it. I agree, Connor. What's up, everyone? Didn't watch the pay-per-view, but know the results. Here to get the details. Well, we just went over you missed the buy-in, MJF and Wardlow, Young Bucks and Hardy. So we'll go through the rest for you. We got you covered, Cray. Terrell, painkillers, I was wondering about as well. Jeff just seemed drowsy and out of it. I didn't think that personally. Jeff doesn't wrestle every week, though. He probably can't, bro. People really want to see AEW fail and gone out of business. I don't know why. You'll be crying the blues when it's just one company again. Trust me, I used to cover it before. Go watch my archives. It was sad. Let's get into the next match, Derek. TBS Championship match. A match that I thought didn't have any purpose or flair, but then it was given it. Now, going in, I thought this one was odd. They didn't have enough build up for this. We get interference from the baddies. Anna Jay cut them off with a DDT, double DDT. Smart Mark Sterling actually eats a brain buster from Silver in this.
Brain buster.
But what we didn't see coming was Stokely Hathaway / Malcolm Bivens comes out and appears. He played us. Not surprised. I love Stokely Hathaway. And I'm not going to mention your Twitter handle, but to the person on Twitter that wanted to argue with me saying, oh, you didn't go crazy for Malcolm Bivens, witness, I went absolutely crazy for his debut.
Hold on, bro. What is the problem? Like, I'm so confused. Like, a lot of you people who get on this whole tangent about anything that has to do with AEW, like, oh, you didn't get hyped up over a manager. Why wouldn't you? He sells.
And not even that, but it's me. Like, if you were gonna have a constructive conversation, that's not how you started out. Like, and then when I look and I see you're retweeting AEW botches, Kenny Olivier, Jim Cornette shit, I don't even want to interact with you, bro. Like,
bro,
I will. Listen, I didn't block him. I still, like, we followed each other or whatever. I don't know who this person is. I probably did like one of those follow trains and he followed me, whatever. That's fine and dandy. But don't come in there with like the stupidity of all of it. And I'm not going to block people because sometimes the other side has a good point to offer. He hasn't gotten to the point of where like, I never want to speak to you again. Please, like, leave me alone. I usually wait till it gets personal for that. But for you to like crap on what someone else enjoys, don't be that person. Yeah. Like, seriously, have an intelligent argument about it if you're going to do that.
Because I tell you right now, if you love that other company, I'll crap on that all day.
Chill.
If you want to go at that, I will do that.
Chill.
I promise
you. AEW pay-per-views to me are worth the money. I agree, Deanna. Anna looked really good, which was good, but we got Stokely. I was happy. He was dressed like Clarence Mason. Come on, Bren. Come on, Bren. That's old school, Bren. People don't know Clarence Mason. Hanging out with Crush and the homies. Their TBS title match was very good. I give it to them, but I am happy that Stokely Hathaway and Athena. Yes. So let's finish this real quick. So Stokely Hathaway provided the distraction, which allowed Jade to hit the Jaded from the top rope. She wins. Stokely Hathaway, Jade, and the baddies celebrate. And then Athena makes her debut after Chris Statlander came out too. Felt very weird how everything played out, but Athena is now in AEW, so she got the All Elite graphics. Stokely Hathaway got the All Elite graphics. Stokely Hathaway is going to be money, but if he's the manager, what happens to Smart Mark Sterling? Reasons to watch Dynamite and Rampage because nobody knows. It was not really explained. Interesting. Let me see. Better than that, Athena, I jumped out of my chair. Match was trash at best. Trash best about this match was Athena and Malcolm Bivens. I don't know what to tell you, bro. If that's really, how you feel.
Can't really argue it, though. I mean,
no, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels. Ain't saying he stand up wasn't going to AEW. Yeah, he said that, but he lied. It's pro wrestling. He didn't want to give away the secret that he was coming here. He probably already had offers beforehand, to be honest. Stokely and Jade equal money. It's Twitter, bro. The wrestling community is toxic, and people love to argue on the web. Makes them feel smart or tough. Yeah, but I think all communities are toxic. I don't think it's just wrestling. You see it in Star Wars. You see it in video games. It's everywhere, bro.
Oh, we don't want to talk about Star Wars. Oh, my God.
Shell, yeah, Derek. It's Twitter wrestling community. Most of them hate wrestling if it's not the E. Let's be honest. We all knew Athena was coming to AEW. These debuts didn't hit the same as others, I feel. Smart Mark Sterling can kick rocks, bro. I like Smart Mark Sterling, bro. Smart Mark Sterling getting back to Matt Cardona's coffee. Athena versus Jade will be a banger. I like this match. I love seeing Athena. I hope she's the one to beat Jade. I can see that.
I can see it, but I kind of feel like it'll be Statlander.
Could be too.
Because they had a longer stare down.
Yeah, Statlander got poo-pooed on a little bit. Well, she lost that match and everybody wanted her to win, which that's a whole nother argument. That was another thing on Rampage that was like, really, Rob? I can't believe you marked out for Stokely Hathaway. Don't let trolls upset you. They come out all the time. No, they don't upset me. Listen, I have intelligent arguments. Actually, I trolled back and he actually bit after. If I send you the Waka Flocka okay face, you've been trolled, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, F you. That's like my polite F you. So if you ever get that, that's what that usually means. But with you guys, I'm probably joking. Getting into the next match, and we gave that a B- for that one. Next up, This one I enjoyed. This one, I think there's multiple candidates for match of the night.
Yeah.
This one's up there. Death Triangle versus House of Black. This was a trios match. And I think this is a little bit of what we could expect if we did get a trios division.
Yes.
And trios titles are coming. When, where, we don't know. But eventually they'll get here. Death Triangle versus House of Black, Derek. Overall thoughts, because I couldn't really take notes on this because they were going insane.
Yeah, there was a lot happening in this match. But I must say, this was really good. This was really good.
These are the moments that I cherish on this podcast.
But
these are the moments that I hate on this podcast.
When I tell you, big men, y'all not meant to go over that top rope.
Yo, hold on. My man, I don't know if you heard this. You might have been not in the room, but I had said Brody King just tweeted out, in life is hard, and so is that ring apron. And I laughed. I was like, yo, plus cool points for that. Let's see here. I just hope Athena is howling all the time like they did in the WWE. That match was fire. Yeah, House of Black needed this win. BJ said he loved this match. Buddy looks so good. We finally got a small payoff with Julia Hart. Yeah, so I'll jump right to the finish on this one because Derek actually gave this one a lot of props, and he is not like Mr. Trios match.
Yeah.
You all know he's the first one to be like, F Trios matches, bro. I don't care about this.
Sloppy.
They went in, bro, and I thought it was so well done.
It was.
Pack's going up for the Black Arrow. Lights go out. Julia Hart missed Pac in the face, so they finally like gave us the payoff for it. I don't know what the hell like took so long. That like I thought we were gonna get on Dynamite, and then they just blatantly screwed it all up. They shouldn't have did the Dynamite tease. If they were gonna do this.
Yeah, no, that should have been just left alone. If you were gonna end up having her come out on the pay-per-view to say, "Hey, I'm over here now."
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it though, and then her look was very, very deviant as she was walking up the ramp. So hopefully they don't change too much. Keep it light with her as far as like the makeup goes. Keep it light. Don't go wild with it. It only works for one person.
Now, afterwards, she sprays the mist. Pac hits the fade to black. I don't know if that's what it's still called, but that's what we're calling it. B+ for this match. Now, Derek, real quick, if they do the trios titles, do you let them float? Because Terrell's feels like they don't need them. Do you just let them float between AEW and ROH? Is that a decision you would want to make? It's a good way to have people just show up over there.
True.
And Ring of Honor had trios titles before that you
True.
kind of defunct. And I'm pretty sure the champions are gone now.
Yeah.
Like they went to Impact and they've signed to other places.
Right. Honestly, I mean, that would get shit. I think that would give both companies the opportunity to.
It's a shared title, and then it's kind of like it's not all AEW and it's not all ROH. And then if you need a feud in Ring of Honor, there you go. I got you.
Right. Yeah. I definitely think you should float the trios titles. Just because you have that crossover.
Let the big boys fly, Derek.
Nah.
He said, "Let them fly."
Nah, bro. No.
We're gonna have to have Derek's list of his best big men of all time for high flying big men.
Man, I'll make a list. I promise you, but some of them need to stay away from it, bro.
Cray said, yes, let them float brands. Great match. I'm glad House of Black won. Depends on what you do with the roster. I agree, Deanna. I want to hear more about Tony Khan's plans, and hopefully eventually we get there with it. B+ for that match. Let's get into these two Owen Hart finals matches. So here's the first one. We had Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. Now, thank you. Now, this one has a lot of bullshiggity with it. So Samoa Joe has been beat down by Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh. They've injured his arm. As you can see, the one right there that he is pointing with the tape around it. I believe it was his left arm. Now, at the same time in this match, Adam Cole comes out rocking what I felt was a tribute to the 1994 Owen Hart, King of Hearts attire, which I absolutely loved. Bobby Fish interferes in this one. Adam Cole was able to weather the storm with a bloody mouth. Joe probably smacked him in it pretty good at one point, and he hit he lowered the boom on Samoa Joe, and he got the win. I wasn't mad at this match. I thought this was solid. I gave this a B. There's really not much to it. If you like good wrestling, go back and watch this.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything else to it. It's pretty clear cut. I think you couldn't do what you wanted to do.
Deanna said Derek Keithley landed better this time, at least. He did. I will give you that. He did. But he was the one who started this whole movement for me as big men not doing that. Tony got to find the 6-man straps first. Good match. I was disappointed in the Owen tournament. It should have been Samoa Joe and Ruby instead of the bullshit boyfriend and girlfriend win. I don't agree with that, though. Like, I got into another argument on Twitter. Here was another one. Someone was like, nepotism ruined this tournament. I'm like, nepotism? Pro wrestling is based on nepotism. You think these guys got jobs without the Bucks, Cody, and Kenny? They hired their friends unless Tony Khan saw a big star that was already established. Punk, Moxley, Jericho. You see all the people behind us. Like, they knew what they were doing. Sting, they know what they want from these guys when they come in. I'm not mad at what happened here. Like, once I saw Rampage, like, automatically I was like, oh, it's got to be Britt Baker and Adam Cole. They're the prom king and queen, basically. These plans were probably in place since All Out.
Yes.
And I just ruined the finish of the other one. And this is another match, but I want to bring up another point. We're going to talk here. B- for this match. Ruby Soho blocks the lockjaw. She applied what Casey and Robert called the worst sharpshooter that they have ever seen. And I may have to, I'm going to check that box as well. That sharpshooter was shite. I was not a fan of it. Ruby attempt a victory roll. Britt reverses it. WrestleMania 10 kind of tribute, I feel, with a little bit of flair to it.
Yep.
Not bad. I'm not mad at what they did with this.
No.
But I have an issue, though, with some of the fans in Ruby Soho, though, and I want to address this. And you guys, please feel free. I really want to hear what some of you guys think about this. With Ruby Soho, why, since Rampage, we've been asking her to put on a good match. She did that now, twice, back to back. And fans have still found a way to, like, give her grief. And I'm like, she gave you what you wanted. Now you guys are still giving her grief. Like, nah, she's not that good. This match sucked. She's not worth it. Why is she in this spot? Should have been Chris Statlander. I don't get it. Like, I'm happy with Ruby, in my opinion. I thought she's done better. Some people are writing her off like she's done.
I mean, what? So my question to the people, what more do you want from somebody when they come over and when they wrestle? What do you want from them exactly? What do you want from Tony Khan exactly to have them do? Because I'm kind of lost in the mix here. I don't understand what I'm missing as to what you want.
Right. BJ said, I told you on the preview show I didn't want interference in the final matches. That bummed me out. I thought that it was okay for the Joe match. It kept Joe strong because he is the Ring of Honor television champion. And Owen Hart was a heel. You know, he cheated. Punk is on the media scrum. Matt, I'll rewatch that. Yeah, I'm going to wait till it's done, too, and I'm going to check it out. I called it when I said Adam Cole and Britt Baker was going to win their respective tournaments and keep them protected. Ace, you did call that good, sir. Cole and Joe put on a good match. Happy Cole won. Ruby should have won. Listen, I fell into the Chris Statlander was going to win train, too. Finally, someone beat the Rock's crappy sharpshooter. I definitely was sending messages to people of Rock smiling. No one could stand those sharpshooters or cloverleafs tonight. Dean Sting had to be pissed tonight. Let me see here. Ruby isn't clicking with fans. I don't know why. People just flip-flop like usual, Conrad. Nothing new. Did she give us what we wanted, though? You guys said put on a good match. Tell me those matches weren't good, Sick. Tell me they weren't good. I can't. Like, those were solid matches, in my opinion. I think Ruby should have won tonight, but hey, Britt did it without cheating. And Britt's giving up the title, and they're going to keep her. Britt is the face of the division. Whether people like to admit it or not, she's still the face of the division.
That she is.
I like Ruby, but we all know what it looks like when a wrestler steps it up. Can we really say Ruby has yet? I saw 2 good back-to-back matches, though. That's what I'm saying. It was with Britt Baker and with Chris Statlander. You can't tell me that they carried her both times. I just can't. Hate cheating in the Owen rather than Joe winning than the HBK cosplayer. Damn, bro. People coming hard at Cole lately, too. Nepotism. Shut it. I love the last 2 matches with Ruby. I just want Ruby to be more in the title hunt. I would love to see her in the TBS title scene. Amen, BJ. Chris was not going to win this tournament. She replaced Sheeta. That made no sense, to be honest. Jesus say Chris is going after Jade. People mad because Chris lost and Ruby. Chris was more over with the fans than Ruby. Was she, though? Like, nobody was feeling Chris Statlander before this, is my point.
True.
AEW might need to do some debut teaser videos instead of just having them come out like how Taz debuted in WWE. That might lead to people expecting bigger people to come out, too, though. Prime example, I was calling Britt Baker shit Baker. She busted open. I put it on the table. Now that's what I call stepping up. Okay, fair points. We're good. It was the outcomes, except Jade. Okay. Listen, I respect what you guys are saying. I'm going to move forward with this, but I'm not mad at the Owen Hart winners. And I do think Cole is bound to become TNT champion, I think, eventually down the line. I don't know when, but sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's get into the bullshit matches, that I like to call these. Next up, we have the mixed tag match here, Derek. I didn't really have anything but the finish for this one. Yo, can we? I don't like Sammy and Ty Conti together.
No, it's too much.
It ruined Sammy. Sammy was going up,
yes.
and then it was just like, yo, she brought you down, bro. Like, he felt like a comedy act tonight.
Yes. This is not heel heat. This is get the fuck off my screen now.
That big boss man heat.
Like
that X-Pac heat.
Like, get off, dude. Like, I'm tired of seeing you. Like both of y'all act like this. Like, you were fine when you weren't boasting about your relationship. I feel like you're just throwing it in our faces right now. I don't care.
Right. Let's see here. I'm just glad Paige Sky won. And that's what happened here. Paige Van Zandt, I thought she did all right.
Okay.
She's not ready for pay-per-views, I would say. But we'll eventually get to prime time. I think we should put Paige Van Zandt on Dark a little bit, let her get in there and work with some people. But
I would have been good if this was Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. I would have been good with that.
I feel bad for Kaz. I don't know why. Kaz got to have a pay-per-view match. He was all right here. Kaz, I thought, was the good one on that side. And I thought Sky and Paige are fine. It's all association. Listen, this shit had to stop right here. So I hope this feud is done. They made it sound like it is. The finish ends with Sammy Guevara accidentally super kicking his girlfriend. I wrote super kicking his girlfriend. And Kazarian gets nailed with a kick to the head by Paige and a TKO by Sky. C+. Moving on.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say about this.
Yeah.
It's called Omas Heat. Now somebody said Sammy has that Roman 2015, 2019 go away. He ain't that bad yet because Roman gets paid. Next up, Kyle O'Reilly and Darby Allin. This was like another one of those scratch matches that was just added. By the way, this graphic, I got this super late. Just wanted to tell everybody that because I was pissed waiting around for that. Oh, super random. This match, bro. Yo, they were wilding.
Yeah, they were.
Yo, first, Darby got kneed in the mouth and is busted open badly. Then Darby lands a Scorpion Death Drop, which made me want to play WCW NWO Revenge. Darby takes a dive, bro. And I don't know if his feet got caught. I don't know what happened, but he like floated over mad weird and like kicked dude in the chest. I was like, what just happened? Then he went for it again, and Kyle O'Reilly just choked him out. He's like, get out. Let's go to sleep. I'm tired of this. And
I had enough of that flying boy.
He does the double middle finger, put him in the coffin, gets caught in a submission. It seemed like Kyle had like an answer for everything Darby did. It was like a catcher's catch can type of match. And then eventually diving knee off the top rope
into the kidneys.
Yeah. Oh, and he choked him with his chain. Yo, they got like pissed after that. He headbutted him in the mouth. Looked like Kyle was checking his teeth after.
Yeah.
Like, did he really catch me? But diving knee onto Darby 1, 2, 3. That was it. I was shocked that Kyle O'Reilly beat Darby Allin. That was like shocking moment of the night. I felt
it was. It definitely was. I get why the match had to happen, but I don't like the match because there was nothing there for them.
Feed Sammy the hook. Y'all dirty for that. Ty has a super nice cakes. Cake. Inappropriate, gentlemen. Dante Martin is next in line. Darby showed he could do some technical wrestling. Darby's good at everything. Sky and Frankie need a rematch for the title just one more time.
I will watch that.
I was quoting Jade. That wasn't at you too. Yeah, no, you're fine, Terrell. I couldn't see all of it because I have like little floating ads that pop up sometimes. I'm like, what the heck is this? And I couldn't read it. And some of it was like starred out to what you said. But I know it was the cut the shit, Tony. Underrated pay-per-view banger match, Jesus says. People will probably hate Sammy because he acted like he was so in love with his ex by proposing on TV, and now he's with the girl who was the supermodel everybody knows won't work out. Damn. Punk says, he wants Bryan, Jungle Boy, Okada, Tanahashi, Mox, Ricky. Punk tripping. He better don't write a check. He can't cash yet now, right. Phil. But good for him, man. I'm happy he's on top of the world right now. I like Sammy and Ty, but why can't they be happy? Love them in AAA. I think they just need to be heels, bro, and just embrace the heel turn. I think that would be better. Would you be okay if they're still throwing it in your face and they're heels? The problem is, bro, Sammy was at like, I guess the best way to put it, I have to use WWE terms. I apologize. Like Intercontinental, he was like that top mid-card act. And now you've like went to becoming a joke. What are you doing?
I think the part that bothers me is the fact that I don't look at them as a heel couple. I look at them as an annoying couple who want to be heels.
Okay.
Like they're posers instead of just doing the job. You pose to be a heel when you're not good at it and you want us to believe it, so you throw it in our face, and I just feel it's garbage the way that they're doing it. Like
Six said, Punk better ice up the knees before you start calling out people. You leave that man alone. That buckshot Larry, you need a lot of cartilage in them knees to hit that. Heel heat, not porno heat.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, make them like Edge and Lita heels. I kind of felt this. Y'all don't want me to talk about Edge, bro. That made me like dislike Edge. When Edge came back, we were cool again. But from that time, from when Edge until Edge retired, me and Edge were kind of like, yo, bro, you broke a rule, bro. You broke a rule. Derek knows, and he knows that it's like hard to argue that. I'm like, yeah, he broke the bro code. You don't do what you did.
He did. But as a wrestler, bro, you have to admit that man is great.
He is, and I think you have to say the same about Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best tag teams ever. I will definitely say that.
You think you know me? All right. So next up, AEW Women's Championship, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb. I really like this, and I'm slapping my vote on this one for sleeper match of the night. This is another one that I think you can argue and say it was your match of the night. I ain't going to argue with you. I will say we started off with some good wrestling, some nice stalemates in this. Serena Deeb, Excalibur, you let me down here. She had a nice diamond dust, and I was hoping someone from commentary called it, but I think JR and Tony were speaking, and maybe you couldn't say it. So I'm going to give you the pass, Excalibur. But next time I want to hear Diamond Dust.
Right.
Loved it. Serena Deeb locks in a figure four leg lock. Both ladies ended up rolling to the floor. Battle continued. Deeb locked in the Texas Cloverleaf for the Iceman, Dean Malenko. Disrespectful, Derek. Has anyone noticed yet that Dean Malenko takes his back body drops like that? I'm waiting. We get a top rope superplex, which rolled into a fire thunder driver. I thought that was a nice way to like, it was a big spot that you were like, oh, they're both going to be down from this, and then we'll wait and see what happens. Yep. Nope. Your ass is coming right back up. Fire thunder driver, 1, 2, 3. This was a hell of a wrestling match. It's Serena Deeb. You did your damn thing in this match. You have nothing to be ashamed of. And I thought Thunder Rosa also proved why she was a champion. So hats off to both ladies. This was an excellent match, and they prove why they are the world champions for the women. Absolutely. Love it.
Thunder Rosa.
I still want to see Deeb get a title too, so don't think that's a mistake there.
I think she will. Honestly, bro,
Deanna knows.
Honestly, when I see pay-per-views, you know, everybody gets so they invest so much into coming out with their ring attire. Yo, can we just say Thunder Rosa looks fucking awesome every time she comes out? Like, each attire looks better than the last.
Deanna said, I love this match. So technical wrestling, thick. Show what women can do when given the chance.
How thick?
Thick. Dean Malenko equals GOAT. Yo, I keep bringing this up. Dean Malenko, PWI Wrestler of the Year in 1997. Crazy stat. A lot of people say, but I'm always like, Dean Malenko was U.S. champ, cruiserweight champ, tag champ. He's got some accolades to his name, man. No Lara. Once again, Ruby lost to Britt Baker. I want to say I'm surprised, but come on. Adam Cole in the finals is kind of obvious who was going to win. They had to do the prom king and queen. This match was awesome. Reminded me of the Zack Sabre Jr. Sonata match. Bro, good comparison, Sick. Good compare. That's someone who knows their shit. At Wrestle Kingdom a few years back, one of my favorite technical matches of all time. 2-1, Ace says. I'd rather see Deeb win, but I'm not mad that Rosa won. Yeah, give Deeb the title eventually, man. She deserves it. Deeb was so underrated, so damn good. I wonder what's next for Thunder Rosa. That's a good question. Good question. Now, I know we're breezing through some of these. This next match, I'm telling you guys right flipping now. I do not have everything for this. The Anarchy in the Arena match. Bro, Derek, tell me something. Yo, first off, why did Chris Jericho and them come out like New Kids on the Block? And this week in do-rag history, Daniel Garcia will go down for wearing a white do-rag at AEW Double or Nothing 2022. Y'all better put it up there with the Pharaohs and all that stuff when you do that little do-rag history. Danny Garcia better be on there. Shout out to Buffalo for rocking the Dewey.
Oh, man. Danny.
Six said, yo, people are saying this match was insane. This match was violent and disgusting. This match was all over and you couldn't keep up with it. I love this. So I think it's going to be either you love it or you hate it match.
Bro, do you say it's better than the last one that they were?
Bro, Jericho and them came out like New Kids on the Block, and I knew they were getting bloodied up as soon as I saw the all white, bro. They look like little angels. They look like they were together. I was like, oh, yeah. So Moxley's music hits, and they come out to Wild Thing. Bro, this was a New Jack tribute because Wild Thing just played throughout the ass kicking that these dudes were getting. It was like beautiful blood. It was like watching what's that movie where they beat the crap out of the freshmen? I can't even think of it right now. Someone will put it in the chat though. Bro, all I know is that's what it felt like in slow motion, just watching people get their asses kicked and heads busted open. At one point, bro, all I remember seeing was blood everywhere. Eddie Kingston's bleeding, and all I see is I think it was Matt Menard, Daddy Magic or whatever. He's bleeding even worse than Kingston, and he has mustard on his back. Like, what are you guys doing? Daniel Garcia gets locked into a freight elevator at one point. This shit's crazy. The music gets cut off by Chris Jericho. Great way to get heel heat because everybody was feeling that. And eventually Kingston comes out. This man came out with gasoline, bro, like the gasoline tank, and dumps it on Chris Jericho. He's the kid in school who took something way too far. I know he threw a fireball at you, bro, but you can't cane people out here, bro. He just doused him in gasoline and then pulled out the lighter. Danielson stops him. He's like, what the hell are you doing? They start throwing blows at each other. And I was like, why are they fighting each other?
Right.
This leads to the baseball bat to the back. They're ready to beef again. Santana and Ortiz. Yo, by the way, Ortiz's face paint was fucking fire.
Yes, it was.
Ortiz was the man tonight for his look.
On point.
Santana crushed it too when he did the blockbusters through the tables. They even did a stereo dive off. I got to give P&P their respect too. Everybody in this match did great. Eventually, Jake Hager comes in, uses the bat on Bryan Danielson. They're able to lock in the walls of Jericho while choking him with the top rope that Moxley took down. And they knocked Moxley through a barbed wire like table he had set up or whatever it is, the board. He got Terry funked. And dude, they choked out Danielson. They called for the bell. B+ for this one. If you said this was your match of the night, I'm not gonna argue with you.
No, this was crazy. This was like old school, hardcore matches.
Hold on, people are going in real quick. Like Justin Roberts said, the shit's about to go down. That was a great line, though, Lara. Jericho and the Backstreet Boys. Jim Cornette is gonna shit on this match.
Yeah, he is.
Oh well. This match was great. Anarchy, violence. Daniel Bryan breaking kayfabe to stop him from burning him. Backstreet's back all right. I feel kind of fly. I feel kind of fly. I didn't hate it. I loved it. Great match.
It was. It really was.
Moxley's theme throughout playing. Dude, I wish they could have had New Jack's theme. Somebody just dubbed that over this. Right. This match was the tits. The song playing at the beginning was like a bar fight. Daddy Magic turned into Zandig with that blood look. No lie, part of me wanted to see Eddie Kingston set Chris Jericho on fire. What's wrong with me? You're a wrestling fan, sir.
Exactly.
Kingston looked like Trevor from GTA 5. Matt Lopez sent me something of that. I was trying so hard not to laugh, bro. Eddie and Danielson have beef. Jericho broke the boombox. Listen, we all know where this is leading to, right, guys? They dropped some F-bombs in this match, too. They even cursed on commentary tonight. Yeah, I love Brian even yelled, someone's going to get their fucking head kicked in.
Oh, dude,
I loved it.
If anything, bro, that had to be the biggest highlight of that match. Like, that was harsh.
Somebody said Cody left and they did a Memphis brawl. You damn right. You damn right. Match of the year contender match, Jesus said. Jesus is sticking by that because that's the second time he said that to me. B+ for this one. Could be argued as your match of the night.
Absolutely.
Andrade says he hates the AFO. He basically says they're fucking losers and I can't deal with this shit anymore. I'm not mad. As Derek would say, I respect it.
I respect it.
So he brings in someone else, new contract offer. He brings in Roosh, and I love it. Roosh being brought in, and I think if you could get Dragon Lee, that's a fucking hell of a trio for a trios tournament. And I apologize for the swears, but guess what? It's 140 here, and I'm tired of shit. It was good, bro. I think that could be a fire trios.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Roosh and Andrade going for the tag titles could even be money too. If that's all they want to do, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Men of the Year cut a promo, and he starts talking about his Lakers TNT championship. And Dante Martin steps up and says he'll face him. So it looks like we're going to have a match with them in LA at the Forum. Should be fun. Should be good. Jesus is right. Blood and Guts match incoming. Don't be surprised if Regal announces it. He ain't lying. Glad we got Roosh and Andrade. Good fit. So the HFO is done. That is how I took it. Question, where do all the HFO guys go now? To hell, I guess.
Home.
I think Private Party may end up going to Ring of Honor. I think there's a lot of people now that I'm starting to see that'll go to Ring of Honor, like the Colt Cabanas, Brian Cage, the people who you don't see on television or who are getting like broken away from. Put those guys in ROH.
Let them shine on their own, you know.
El Toro Blanco. I like it, Rob. I like it. Always a great deal of respect. Dante and Sky will be fire. That belt looks horrible. Get out of here with your Celtic pride. Cut the malarkey, good sir. AEW World Tag Title match is next up. I enjoyed this one. I told everyone this was going to be a banger. And I'm part of the rare group that got this prediction right. I told you guys, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen after this. This is another match. Pure craziness, bro. I don't have a lot to say about this. They went in. They kicked ass. Keith Lee, powerbomb Jungle Boy on top of Luchasaurus. I kind of like that. I don't know why. Double choke slams on the Luchasaurus by the big guys in the match. I thought they let the big guys shine here.
Yeah.
It was one of those matches, like you would say, Derek, it kind of got like a little crazy at points where you're like, all right, we're doing too much.
Yes.
And I will say this in the multi team matches, don't do stuff that gets too cute because eventually you're going to make a mistake.
Right.
Not too many like simultaneous dives. Let's do this together. Let's do that together. Sometimes just wrestle. Like I said, with Luchasaurus, basic moves, bro. The gimmick is you're the dinosaur. My son cheered for Luchasaurus throughout this. Derek is a witness once again. I know someone on Twitter is going to say I'm lying, probably though.
No,
he cheers for Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy because, well, he sees Jungle Boy. He's got longer hair like him. The intern knows. He's like, yeah, that's my guy right there.
Right.
Luchasaurus is just a big dinosaur. He likes dinosaurs. That's it, bro. He doesn't have to get all fancy.
No.
Do the freaking 7 things you do and do them well, and you're going to be fine, Luchasaurus.
Right.
Trust me. And lock up. You didn't lock up in this match. Me and Rob have this discussion every week. Lock the hell up. If anyone finds him locking up, send me that.
Yes, that is something that we need to see.
Right? Private Party's a good young team. Cole Cabana, not a fan of Roosh. Can we be honest and just admit Dark Order is also, yes, 100% sick. They got to break up the Dark Order, in my opinion. F the Celtics, Matt Lopez said. That's that Knick fan coming out in you, huh, Matt? That Laker belt is lovely. Keith is, what does it say? Keith, it's a bird. It's a 747. No, it's Keith Lee. Keith Lee was flying tonight. Big men flying. This was a really good match, too. I thought Swerve crushed it in this one. I thought he really did his thing. Jungle Boy looked great, too. Second best match of the night. I love these triple threat tag matches in AEW. Also, I want one note for the tag match. There are no rules in triple threat, and yet Christian was the guy who kept being the extra guy to interfere. To be fair, Christian also was, he was trying to do his damnedest to protect his friends in this, because he did get he was being a good guy, like, hey, he's cheating. Sit down, old man, right. And basically beat his ass. Let me see here. Oh my God, that was great. Yeah. Absolutely fire in this one. Jurassic Express ended up getting the win, though. Swerve ends up eating the that like power bomb combo that they do where they flip the guy over,
which was nice. That move is nice, bro.
Now listen, after this match, though, Darren, we gave this a B+, by the way. Christian was the cheater in this match, not the other guys. How dare you? There were feet on the ropes, BJ. You can't do that. Oh wait, it's a no DQ match. I see what you're saying. Cut the malarkey, all right? Win it like you're supposed to.
Right.
Maybe there's DQs in AEW triple threat matches. We don't know because the refs don't know the rules half the time.
Right.
Because they definitely did a distraction spot, too, with the belt shot from Ricky Starks. They teased this a couple times where I thought all of them had it won. Ricky. I'm just not even going to say it because there's no point. Okay. Spanish. This is what I'm talking about with ridiculousness I have to put up with every week. Uh-oh. Undisputed Elite was announced versus Jurassic Express and the Hardy Boys on Dynamite. I think the cracks will begin to form once again here.
Yes.
The Hardy Boys won that match for a reason. So here's what I'm thinking. Follow along with me if you guys agree. Jurassic Express will lose the titles to the Hardy Boys for a short run, which will be ended by FTR, because the Hardy Boys will have to be carried to another great match. FTR will do it. FTR will Ultimo Dragon all those damn belts, and it's going to be a good day. That's what I'm going with. And they better get those IWGP tag titles, too.
Yep.
And I want to see the Ultimo Dragon picture. Just let them. Yeah, we got them all, sucker.
Right.
But that's my prediction on what's going to happen.
I dig it. I dig it. I got no argument there.
By the way, let's go Rangers. Game 7 Monday night. God, all these game 7s. I think sports are set up, man.
Bro, who are they playing? Carolina?
I don't remember who. I think
if they're playing Carolina, shame on you, Carolina.
It happens.
Nah, bro. Nah, but you know what? Shesterkin is a good goalie for that boy's nice. So I guess I can see it.
Somebody help the Sabres. Moving forward, main event time. Adam Hangman Page defends the AEW World Championship against CM Punk. Crowd was 50-50 split for this one, Derek.
Yes.
Didn't know really what to say about this. Lots of back and forth. Sick brought up Punk missing those buck shots. I felt bad for them knees, boy.
Oh.
Them knees look like they hurt doing that front flip over.
I can see him in the back right now getting the NBA. Put the ice on my knees. Put the ice on my knees.
Right? Chucky gonna steal all the belts he was hiding under the ring. All right, Tokyo. I see you. Yep, they're playing Carolina.
Okay.
Jesus, that face though. Yeah. Carolina, my Pens were up 3-1. Well, it'll be face until Christian turns. You know, the Hardys will be gone, long gone, and then I think we're gonna get a turn. Hangman lost faith in himself, and it cost him Summer of Punk. This is true. Let's get into the finish of this. I felt, Adam, they played into the WrestleMania 8 match once again. I don't know if people notice these like little pieces of the match, but this is what I took from it. Page got the belt and says it's his. He went then into the ring. The ref steals the belt from him and sets it on the apron. Bad idea anytime you do that. Paul Turner, eventually, we see a buckshot lariat attempted. It gets blocked. Punk picks him up for a GTS. Paul Turner gets knocked out. Page hits a lariat. Everyone's down. He picks up the belt, and he reminds me of Piper when he had the ring belt. He could have hit Bret Hart with it. He was like, you know what? I probably shouldn't do this. He puts it down, and that shit cost you. He started doing the stomp, letting everybody know he's about to hit the buckshot lariat. Why are you drawing attention to yourself, my boy? I never understood this.
Right.
And he does it. He flips over. Him and Punk do the loop-de-loop, loop-de-loop, loop-de-loop. Punk picks him up. GTS. 1, 2, 3. Punk's your new AEW World Champ. I ain't mad at it. I gave this a B+. I feel like we can't grade this fairly because I feel like the people were out of it. Like we were tired. Yeah. Everybody was just done at this point.
Yeah. To AEW's defense, Game 7 happened, and nobody thought that would happen. So, well, you know,
at least Tony Khan's smart enough to say, like, you know what, some people aren't going to watch tonight because of that Game 7. But if I say, hey, main event's not going to happen until after that's done, maybe you got a couple thousand buys out of it, maybe.
Right? Yeah.
Which is a lot of money. What did I say? 1,000? That's $50,000. You know, minor details. Or no, excuse me. I'm stupid. 5,000. $5,000, whatever. Though, you know.
I mean, it is what it is, but you know, it was an unforeseeable plan. So they had to do what they had to do. I mean, it was long, but you can't really hold it up against them.
Yeah,
and you really can't hold it up against Game 7 either, because you know it's poor planning on the network.
Listen, it happens. All right, Game 7s are going to happen. Tony's going to have to do some alternative booking, we'll say.
Yeah.
So. This was tremendous, Derek. Chat, I'm going to read some of your thoughts on this, but Derek, what's your overall thoughts here on the show as a whole? Gather your thoughts for this. I'm going to read these real quick. Hangman did this to himself, but I really didn't think the title would change hands tonight. That's why the Rangers better win after all this that happened against the Penguins. Page was overthinking too much, and that cost him. Match of the night, happy for Punk. I'm not mad about it. Anybody give Colt a wellness check? So Jade was on the scrum with Tony and said that Stokely had a 90-day no-compete clause that ended yesterday, and Tony met him Saturday. I counted the days too, Matt, when he was released, and I figured I'm like, he could show up just in time for the pay-per-view. That was a very good match. I'm happy to see Punk and Page. Stokely had 30 days because of NXT. That is a factoid. So overall thoughts on the show, everybody.
I thought it was good. I felt like it could have been better, could have been shorter, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, shit happens, you know.
Oh, hold up! I was right the first time. It was 50,000.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
1,000 times 50. I'm tired. It's late. Cut me a break.
Yeah. No,
I just thought about it. Like money's on my mind right now.
Right. No, I definitely thought this was a good pay-per-view. I definitely thought it could have been better, but unforeseeable situations happen. It is what it is. I think we could have done away with the two matches that were thrown in there because they just didn't feel ready to be on the pay-per-view.
I see a lot of people giving it the same grade I was. Listen, after this is done too, guys, let me know in the comment section. I want each of you to comment that like these videos, that comment on these videos. Tell me if you want me to keep the grading system or if I should just get rid of it and talk pro wrestling, because I could do either one for it. I'm just going back and forth in my mind. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Deanna says the same grade we did. Overall show B+ from me, Rob, Derek, and B-Boy Skyline. We all watched it together. B+, 8 out of 10. I feel so comfortable with giving this match a 7 out of 10. Fair.
Yeah.
8.5 out of 10 for the pay-per-view. I think this show was a B, maybe the second worst AEW pay-per-view. I could understand that, BJ, but I think it was the length that caused it. But I still think it was worth it. If not the second worst, still worth it. Bravo. 6 out of 10, Tokyo says, I still enjoyed the show. Fun. The crowd was hot all night. Good show. 5 out of 10 from Terrell. Damn. 8.5, B+. EPW always gets an A+, always the right length. Like everyone said, everyone should be down there with Manscaped. Use our promo code EPW show. No grades. Leave that kayfabe stuff to Meltzer. It has nothing to do with kayfabe. It's just a way for me to establish what's a good match and what's not to you guys. But if you don't need that, then cool. We could just talk about it. I'm with it. 8 out of 10. Forbidden Door, here we come. And we should be able to go live that night as well. Hopefully it doesn't go too late for a show, but I'm with it for next month. I can't wait. So now who challenges Punk on Wednesday? Interesting. And speaking of Wednesday, we will be back with an AEW Dynamite live show. We will be here ready to kick it and talk some pro wrestling with you guys. So make sure you are subscribed and locked into everything pro wrestling. Subscribe to all of our channels. Check out our Discord. Check out the Facebook groups. Leave us some 5-star reviews if you haven't already. And if you've left us one, go find somewhere else and leave us another one. It helps us tremendously. You guys don't know. And shout out to everybody in the chat. If I mentioned your name, thank you for the support. Thomas Polster, giving this a B. Appreciate it. But we're going to get on out of here. It's late, and you guys probably want to get to bed too. And, I got some work I got to do. So, for myself and the man they call Derek, we are here to represent a little everything pro wrestling. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us tonight for the review. We are out. 1.